Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. and Mrs. Voce were divorced 5 months ago when Mrs. Voce was pregnant with their now infant son, Joseph. Now, according to the terms of the divorce, no major medical decisions can be made without mutual consent. Unfortunately, we have hit an impasse.
Already? How old is the baby?
5 days.
What's the medical emergency?
Mr. Voce would like his son circumcised. Mrs. Voce is opposed.
You telling me you can't work this out between the two of you?
No, we can't.
Didn't you discuss this before the baby was born?
Well, from the ultrasound, the doctor said it looked like we were having a girl.
There's a bit of a time constraint, Your Honor. According to Mr. Voce's religion, the child must be circumcised on the 8th day after his birth.
He's not Jewish, Your Honor. He's Catholic. He converted.
That doesn't matter, Sandra. My faith is very important to me. And we agreed to give our child a Jewish upbringing.
Yeah, but we were talking about seders and bar mitzvahs, not mutilation. It's a very painful and unnecessary procedure. He's just a little baby.
Who has custody?
Oh, it's 50-50, Your Honor. But the Voces live next door to each other, so they can share responsibilities.
Okay.
Sandra and I had an amicable divorce. Until now.
We both feel that co-parenting is very important.
Yeah, I agree. Which is why I think the two of you should make this decision together. I want you to go home and try to work it out.
We're running out of time.
You think God is going to strike you dead over a piece of foreskin?
The bris milah is the most sacred ritual among my people.
Your people are Italian.
Okay, look, you still have 3 days. I think you owe it to yourselves and to your son to spend another 24 hours working on it. I want you to go home and talk about it, and I can see you again tomorrow afternoon. I know that's cutting it a little short, but... It's a bad choice of words. I think down the street.
Down the street?
Yeah.
Because, I'm new in town. No, relax.
Get off!
I'm just talking.
Get off!
I'm not just...
Hey,
God,
what's going on? Hey, get your hands off.
You all right?
I think so. I don't know.
Are you hurt?
I think I'm okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, you're just gonna kill me.
Okay. Oh, God, you're bleeding.
Ma'am? No, it's you.
Oh, my God. I think he shot me.
My son has been shot. His name is Vincent Gray. Tell me where he is.
Just a moment.
I want to know where he is now.
You'll have to wait just a second.
You must be insane. My son has been shot. I'm not going to wait. Now, where is he?
Ma'am, your son is with the doctor. I can't let you back there if you'll just have a seat.
That's funny.
Ma'am, you can't do that.
Sorry.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Well, you've used up one of your lives, Mr. Gray. A fraction of an inch, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I didn't even feel it. I feel it now.
Yeah, a rush of adrenaline, a release of endorphins, and you don't even notice the pain.
Vincent, thank God you're all right. Are you all right?
I'm fine. How did you find out?
I have friends at the police station. They called me.
I wish they hadn't done that.
Is he really okay?
He's a lucky man. Bullet grazed the inside of his chest wall.
Are you admitting him?
No, ma'am, he's not seriously injured.
Well, what about internal bleeding?
Mom.
No major organs were involved. A fraction of an inch and the bullet could have punctured a lung or put a hole in his heart. As it is, he'll be fine.
What happened?
I was at the grocery store in the parking lot. This woman was being attacked. I tried to stop it.
How the hell could a thing like that happen? In the middle of the day at a grocery store.
Mom.
The crime in this city is out of control. Didn't I just pay taxes so that they could put more police on the street?
Mom, calm down.
Did you talk to the police?
Yeah.
My God, this place is going to hell in a handbasket.
Can I get a tranquilizer of some sort?
Sure, if you think you need it.
It's not for me. For my mother. Hey. What are you doing here?
I just wanted to come and thank you.
You didn't need to do that.
You saved my life.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Except I can't get it to stop.
What?
Vincent? 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 It's me.
I was dreaming.
Yeah. So I gathered. I brought you some tea. You think you can drink it?
Yeah.
Mom called the courtroom. She left a message with my CSO. Vincent shot. Everything's fine. No need to come home.
Oh, I wish she hadn't called. I'm fine. She, on the other hand, has a basket case.
Oh, can you blame her?
The only way I could get her to calm down was by promising to spend the night. I'm sure that was a mistake.
No, it's good. You have to let us take care of you. But first, I have to get mad at you.
What?
Vincent, you don't walk into a situation like that. If you see there's trouble, you get help. You call the police.
There wasn't any time.
You came this close to getting killed.
But I didn't.
But you could have.
Amy, it happened. It's over.
God, Vincent, when I think about losing you...
You don't have to. I'm not gonna die, Amy. I can't get out of finishing my book that easily.
You're a really sick man. You know that?
Vincent, I can't believe this.
Are you okay?
Hey, guys. No, I'm fine. Alive and well.
This is why people have guns. If you had a gun on you, that son of a bitch would have never been
I'm
able to...
not gonna get a gun.
Peter guns are not the answer, believe me.
Which market was it?
Corner of Center and Weaver.
Oh my God, I shop there all the time.
Vincent, do you happen to remember the name of the officer you spoke to?
No.
Was it plain clothes or uniform?
Mom, whatever you're thinking, stop.
I have connections. It can't hurt to grease the wheels a little.
Good idea.
Mom, I mean it.
Your brother needs to rest.
Think about that gun thing.
Why do I think getting shot was the easy part?
Hey,
Hi.
how's your brother?
He'll be fine. Thanks for asking. What's up first?
Sentencing hearing on the Robert Chetwynd case.
Today?
You set the date.
Well, that was before Vincent was shot.
We can put it off.
No, let's do it.
I'm late, I know. I had a personal emergency to deal with.
Is everything okay?
Fine, except I'm sure the colonel is going to have some words for me.
You're in luck. Susie's out sick.
Thank God. I mean that in the nicest possible way.
I should have figured you two weren't going to be best friends.
Yes, when you talked me into coming back here, you neglected to tell me that I'd be working with the female equivalent of Genghis Khan.
Oh, come on. You love being back here.
Yeah. I didn't need those extra years tacked onto my life. Aaron and Mimi Carter. 4-year-old son. The paternal grandmother says the mother's insane, emotionally abusing the child. Oh. So now the parents are required to please their mothers-in-law. Who can do that?
Maxine, are you sure you're okay? You seem kind of jumpy.
My son was shot.
Maxine.
Vincent. He was, trying to stop a robbery. He's fine. He was very lucky.
Are you sure you want to be in here today?
Yes, because if I sit still, I'll start to think terrible things. Like how hard is it to hire a hitman, and do they take credit cards?
But Vincent's okay, right?
I think he's the least affected of all of us. He just wants to move on. Why does God allow children to be smarter than their parents? What kind of a trick is that?
All rise for the Honorable Amy Madison Gray. Be seated.
Who are all these people?
Interested parties and spectators, mostly family members of the victim. The cops are heavily invested in your ruling.
We're here for the sentencing hearing in the case of Robert Chetwynd. Mr. Chetwynd was found guilty of manslaughter in the death of 10-year-old Jennifer Marquardt, which occurred during a gang-related drive-by shooting. I have the sentencing memoranda of both parties. The prosecutor's recommending state prison for 10 years, and the defense is recommending commitment to DCF for 4 years. Does either side wish to present evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the prosecutor intend to offer any victim impact statements?
Yes.
We reserve our right to be heard in argument, Your Honor.
Very well. Bring in the defendant.
Murderer. Murderer! And we are folks. All right. Everybody, stay in your seat. Back in your seat. Please, sit down. Quiet
You can't just scare the potatoes. You gotta really smash them. Pulverize. Get out all the lumps.
Mommy used to pour them out of a box.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to know that about my sister.
Sit down, you. I don't need your help.
No one in this family can mash potatoes but me.
Vincent, I mean it.
Mom, I've been sitting around like an invalid all day. There's nothing wrong with me.
Does it hurt to get shot?
No, not really.
Your uncle was very lucky. The truth is, it hurts very much to get shot.
Mom.
You want her to grow up thinking that getting shot is like scraping your knee?
Mom, you're scaring her.
She should be scared of guns. And if you ask me, you're not scared enough.
Something smells good.
Uncle Vincent and I are smashing potatoes.
So you should be up.
Don't you start to.
How's court?
It's fine.
Anything interesting?
Nothing I can talk about.
Amy, we can't do this if you keep sticking your fingers in there.
Sorry.
I found out who's handling Vincent's case. Detective DeJean at the 4-2. He's a good man. I know him a little.
How'd you find that out?
I know people. I asked.
Mom, I don't want you doing that. I thought I told you.
You should call him, make sure he's following up.
Why don't I just let him do his job?
Because the police are snowed under with work. They let things like this slide. Tell him, Amy.
They let things like this slide.
Really? Cops mess up?
You're just going to let this lunatic roam the streets, looking for more victims.
No, after dinner, I'm gonna slip into a phone booth and turn into a superhero. Then I'm gonna go about restoring justice to the northeastern United States.
And parts of Canada.
No, I don't do Canada. Not enough crime.
Amy, I'd like a word with you. What the hell are you doing? This is not something to joke about.
People have different ways of dealing with things. I'm taking my lead from Vincent. If he wants to joke about it, I'm going to joke about it.
He's in denial.
It's part of the process. Let him stay there as long as he needs to.
You're a judge, and you're teaching your daughter that violence is not something to be taken seriously.
What do you want me to do, Ma? Take her aside and say, guess what, sweetie? This could all be over in the blink of an eye?
Honest to God, there are times when I feel I don't know you.
You just figuring that out?
I'm sorry that you had to come out here because of this. The fact of the matter is, my mother-in-law just doesn't like me. She never has. Isn't that right, Aaron?
My mother doesn't like anyone.
Do you know why she thinks you are emotionally abusing your son?
Because she doesn't approve of anything I do. She didn't want me to send him to a Montessori school. She thinks it'll make him a sissy. I'm raising him as a vegetarian. That bothers her, too.
And Terrence is how old?
He's 4.
And he's doing well in preschool?
His teacher says he's one of her brightest students.
And I assume you have no complaints about Mimi as a mother.
She's a great mother.
The problem is, I'm just a little more progressive thinking than most people, certainly more so than Aaron's mother. She's very three-dimensional.
As opposed to?
Well, Aaron and I are fourths, and so is Terrence, naturally.
Fourths?
We're not restricted to the same time-space continuum as everyone else.
You aren't?
Honey, Miss Gray doesn't want to hear about that.
Why not? I'm not ashamed. I didn't do anything wrong. Aaron had a bad experience because he was abducted by a negative strain. But my encounter was with the positive strain.
Strain.
Of aliens.
I see.
It wasn't my choice. It happened right after Terrence was born, and nothing has been the same since.
How so?
Well, I am completely unstuck in time. I move in and out, which makes me very susceptible to alien contact. Would you like some more coffee?
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Your Honor, Robert Chetwynd's just before you convicted of manslaughter, and yet he killed no one. He didn't shoot Jennifer Marquardt. His biggest mistake was being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He did not know that these people, these gang members, were planning an assassination that day. And he certainly did not know that an innocent young child would die as a result.
Mr. Harbert, these arguments were rejected during the trial. He has been found guilty as a joint venturer in this killing. What I need to hear from you now is why Mr. Chetwynd should be sentenced as a juvenile rather than as an adult.
I'm getting to that. The most glaring fact, Mr. Chetwynd is a juvenile offender. He's 15 years old.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. You have to do better.
It's his first offense.
Yes, but it is for manslaughter.
Your Honor, the defendant didn't just fall in with the wrong crowd. He was a member of the gang.
No, not officially a member.
What does that mean? He hadn't earned all his badges?
He realizes he has done wrong. He feels remorse. He wishes he could take that moment back, but he can't. He's now throwing himself on the mercy of the court, and we beg you to consider leniency in this case. Mr. Chetwynd has spent his life in and out of foster homes. He has no family, no role models. In state training school, he has a chance to be rehabilitated. In prison, he will learn to become a hardened criminal.
He already is a
Mr. Marquardt, I can't begin to imagine your loss. However, if you can't control yourself, I'll have to remove you from this courtroom. Mr. Harbert, you requested funds for an independent psych evaluation. I seem to be missing the paperwork on that.
Yeah, my psychologist hasn't completed his investigation.
I thought you were prepared for this hearing.
To be candid, I expected him to be here today.
Did you summons him?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, we'll take a 30-minute break so that you can contact your prospective witness. In the meantime, I expect you to get your act together.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll hear the victim impact statements after the break.
I should have ordered more of these. This is Jennifer's school picture. She was 10 years old when it was taken, 2 months before she died. Jennifer was a smart, happy girl. She played the piano, and she was gifted too. Her teacher told me that she had never seen any girl of Jennifer's age with that much natural talent. She was learning to play the violin. Her father and I had hopes that she would have a career as a musician. She wanted that too. She used to say, "Mommy, I just want to play music forever because it makes people happy." I almost told her not to go outside that day. I wanted her to help me cook dinner, but I thought, she's young, let her play. So I let her go. If I hadn't, my baby would still be alive.
I take it the two of you could not reach a decision.
No, we couldn't, Your Honor.
We talked about it.
We prayed about it.
He prayed about it.
Obviously, Your Honor, these two people simply cannot get past this, and given Mr. Voce's strong religious beliefs...
In all fairness, he's only had these strong beliefs for less than a year.
I don't see what that has to do with anything. Your Honor, the clock is ticking.
Mr. and Mrs. Voce, this is not the kind of decision you want a judge to make. It's very personal. It's up to the two of you as his parents to decide your son's medical care and the beliefs with which he is raised. I'm tempted to send you home again, but I understand the time pressure involved. Since, according to the terms of your divorce, you did agree to raise your child in the Jewish faith, I have to find for the respondent.
No! You're mutilating my son.
Mrs. Voce, it's a standard medical procedure. It's done all the time.
But I can't stand to see him go through that kind of trauma.
I understand the procedure is short and relatively painless.
Painless for you, maybe. It's barbaric. It's brutal. It's child abuse.
Mrs. Voce, I deal with people all the time whose children have been abused. Broken limbs, dislocated shoulders, cigarette burns. I deal with people whose children have been killed by stray bullets. I strongly advise you to put things into perspective here. Go home.
Court is adjourned.
Mr. Gray, I'm Detective Warren. You ready to go?
Go where?
I thought somebody called you. We have a suspect. They're putting together a lineup right now. We need to come down to the station.
I don't know how reliable my identification's gonna be. I mean, I just got a quick look at him.
Well, Miss Matthews is down there right now. If you both pick out the same guy, we'll have a very strong case.
Your Honor, at this time we called Jennifer's younger brother, Vaden.
How old is he?
He's 6.
Your Honor, really, do we have to hear this testimony?
This kind of violence affects a lot of lives. I don't think age is a factor. His loss is as profound as anyone's.
We've already heard from the child's piano teacher, her Girl Scout leader, and her aunts and uncles. I think the impact of Jennifer's death has been well established.
Well, in the case of a child this age, I would have preferred a letter. But I will allow it.
I hope you brought your sense of humor to work today.
No, I couldn't do this job without it.
Mr. and Mrs. Carter are a perfectly average couple raising what appears to be a healthy, bright child. The only problem here is that Mrs. Carter was recently abducted by aliens.
Aliens?
Fortunately, they were a positive strain. So it wasn't a bad experience. But now, their child has been selected to speak to the orb, which, as far as I can tell, is a large, glowing extraterrestrial egg somewhere in Arizona. What? You have a problem with that?
The scary thing is there's nothing we can do about this. There's no law against raising your child among aliens.
There's always something you can do. You just have to be creative.
I had a call from a Detective Dijon today. He's investigating your son's case, and he said that you were using your position here to speed the process along.
I take it he's not happy.
He wanted to speak to Susie. I ran interference. Maxine, sometimes you get a little too creative.
Any mother would have done the same thing.
The average mother does not have your connections.
Are you reprimanding me?
I'm just warning you. If Susie had found out about this, she would have airmailed your head to you.
I'm not afraid of her. And I don't apologize for trying to help my son.
No, ma'am. You are doing this for you, which is fine as long as you realize that vengeance is not going to fix it. You're still going to wake up at 3 in the morning and think about how you almost lost your son.
I don't know what to do.
Have a breakdown. You deserve it.
Jennifer was my big sister. She used to play with me. She took care of me sometimes, too. When my mom was late, she put me to bed. She helped me with my homework. I don't know who's gonna do that now. I miss my sister.
Let's take a 5-minute recess.
The court's in recess for 5 minutes.
I'm sick of it, Bruce. I'm tired of the excuses. He didn't have a family. He didn't have structure. He didn't have role models. Well, it's all about what he didn't have. Well, that little boy, he does not have his sister. And that woman does not have her daughter. You want to talk about loss?
You want to recuse yourself?
No, just because I'm in there wanting to rip the guy's head off doesn't mean I can't be impartial.
There's nothing wrong with taking yourself off this case.
Yeah, right. And the rap is that Judge Gray is too emotional for the job.
You can't worry about what people say.
Yes, I can. I have to.
Your brother was nearly killed. It's a valid excuse.
Oh, so now I'm in the league of people who make excuses for their behavior. Well, somebody has to be responsible. Besides, I'm not biased. I'm responding to evidence. That's what judges do. They listen to evidence and they respond.
You haven't heard from the defense yet. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just sounding off. I'll be okay. Just go back in there.
You're crying.
No, I'm not. Can you call a 20-minute recess?
Said he was going to take care of that.
Hey.
Hi.
Ready, Mr. Gray? This way, please.
Ms. Baxter, you have concluded your victim impact statements,
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
and you have no other evidence to present at this time.
I believe Robert Chetwynd's crime speaks for itself. He behaved like an adult and he should be punished like one.
Mr. Harbert, tomorrow you will present witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any idea when I'm going to see that list?
We're working on it. There have been some scheduling problems.
Counsel, approach the bench. Mr. Harbert, what's really going on?
His mother's disowned him. His father's never been around. He's not exactly a star pupil. In addition, our expert witness seems to have been unexpectedly called out of town. I am trying, but it's not easy.
What made you think this would be easy?
I am trying to make my case on the fact that my client didn't really know what he was doing.
Well, it looks like your client isn't the only one, Mr. Harbert. Now, it is my intention to conclude this hearing tomorrow. And if you care about this kid, you better start defending him. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Number 2. Number 3. Number 4.
I'm not sure.
It was broad daylight. You said you got a good look at him.
I never said it was a good look.
Mr. Gray, you and your friend were very fortunate. His former victim wasn't. This has turned into a murder investigation. I really need you to concentrate as hard as you can.
You don't think I'm taking this seriously?
I didn't say that.
Guy was pointing a gun at me. I wasn't thinking about his facial features.
Just take your time.
Hey, what's going on?
Number 3. I think that's him.
You think?
Yeah, that's him.
Good.
We've got 14 cases this morning. Break for lunch, then we hear from the defense in the Chetwynd case.
This lawyer managed to scare up some witnesses.
One,
Just one?
Robert Chetwynd.
He's speaking on his own behalf?
Well, that's insane. A decent lawyer could have come up with somebody, anybody.
Happens all the time.
All rise for the Honorable Amy Madison Gray.
They're back.
Ever have one of those dreams that wouldn't end?
Yeah, I think I'm having it now.
Be seated.
Counsel, tell me we are not still arguing the circumcision issue.
No, Your Honor, it's a different issue.
What?
Mrs. Voci has stopped nursing her child. Mr. Voci feels that this will have a serious effect on his son's mental and physical well-being.
Mrs. Voci stopped breastfeeding because she was experiencing grave difficulties. Her nipples are cracked and bleeding, and she got an infection.
Well, that's really more than I want to know.
Mr. Voci does not have the right to force her to continue with this. It's a privacy issue.
According to the terms of their divorce, both parents must agree on any decision about the child's physical health.
Plenty of babies thrive on formula. I wasn't breastfed.
Well, you're not the issue here.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I want to stop this in its tracks. I have spent more than enough time dealing with this penis petition. Could you excuse me for a moment?
All rise.
You all right?
Bruce, could you just make them go away?
Done.
I had a bad dream last night.
Really? What did you dream?
That Miss Shalewy was my mother.
Wow, that is scary.
And she was trying to shoot me.
Sweetie, nobody's gonna shoot you. Least of all, Mrs. Schlewy.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Lauren, run and get your backpack. Carp will be here soon. I tried to warn you.
Well, this happened to her too, Ma. Can't protect her from that.
You need to talk to her.
Why don't you stop telling everybody what they need to do?
You're up early. Why aren't you resting?
I have to teach a writing class.
Can't you take some time off?
I feel fine. I just came by to give you some news that's gonna make you happy. They caught the guy.
They did? When?
I ID'd him in a lineup yesterday. Cops seemed happy. They think the case is gonna stick.
Hooray for our side.
You must be relieved. Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm relieved.
Mr. Chetwynd, you realized you were still under oath.
Mr. Chetwynd, tell us a little about what your early childhood was like.
I'm the youngest of 6 kids. My dad was never around. My mom couldn't deal with it, so that's why she sent us away.
Sent you where?
I lived in some foster homes.
The record says you've lived in 6 different homes altogether. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that.
The record reflects, Robert, that in 2 of those homes you endured physical and sexual abuse. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell the court what happened the night Jennifer Marquardt was killed.
I was just hanging out on the street, looking for something to do. Then these guys came around, asked if I wanted to go for a ride.
So, you got in the car.
Why did you get in the car?
I heard some talk on the street about payback. I saw Snoop's Glock. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to see what would go down. First, we just rode around for a while. Got some beer, listened to music. Then we pulled onto Market Street. There was these 2 guys standing on the corner. Someone said, "There he is." And then Snoop pulled out his gun, started shooting out the window. Happened so fast.
Did you ever see Jennifer Marquardt?
No.
Did you pull the trigger?
No, it was Snoop.
Are you sorry about what happened?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Chetwynd, you are basically speaking for yourself. You are the defense. So now is the time to tell me exactly how you feel about what happened.
Can I read something?
Yeah.
I am very sorry for what happened to Jennifer Marquardt. I did not know anyone would get shot. If I knew, I would have did something else that day. That little girl never hurt nobody. Now she is dead, and I feel bad. I wish everything was different, but it's not. Pay attention to what you're doing all the time, because people get killed before you know it, and you have to think about that forever. That's what I learned from this. That's all I got.
Vincent?
Yeah.
I thought I heard somebody down here. You scared me.
Machines in my apartment building don't work.
Somebody ought to take your landlord to court.
Yeah, that's the answer. Let's put everybody in jail. This thing doesn't work either. You ever think about updating your appliances? I tried that. It didn't work for me.
Sometimes it takes a special touch. Any idea when the trial will be?
What trial?
On your case.
That's not my case. It's Lisa Matthews' case. Just a witness.
A witness who was nearly killed. I'm sure they'll bring him up on attempted murder charges, too.
Great. That make everybody happy?
Vincent, what is wrong with you?
You won't let this drop. Nobody will let this thing just go away. I don't want it to become my identity, all right?
Nobody's saying
I
that.
want my life back. I want to be able to write again, sleep, talk on the phone, watch the news. I don't have any food in my apartment because I can't get myself to go to the grocery store.
Maybe you need to talk to someone.
I don't need to talk to anyone. I need this to stop. I had this moment where I want to let him go. I just want to say, it's all right, never mind.
You did the right thing.
I don't even know what that means.
Do you remember the other time you almost died?
The beach.
You dug that sand tunnel and crawled down into it. It collapsed on you. You just disappeared. I stood there paralyzed. While the lifeguards dug you out, and I remember thinking, I don't know a damn thing about life. Not one thing. Maybe we're not supposed to make sense of all of it. Maybe we're just supposed to appreciate what we have. You go upstairs and relax. I'll finish this.
Mom, no.
I'd like to.
I'm 28 years old.
Vincent, I almost lost you, and I'd like to do your laundry.
All rise. Be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, the effects of violence are far-reaching. As we've seen in this courtroom, countless lives are affected. A child has been lost. That loss is grieved by her family, her friends, members of her community. A young man stands to have his life completely changed by my decision. I have to tell you from my gut that it sickens me that crimes like this occur. The children are lost, almost on a whim. that these atrocities occur in the town where I was born and raised. Mr. Chetwynd's defense left a great deal to be desired. When he spoke on his own behalf, I have to admit that I was expecting to hear something more substantial. Something that demonstrated true remorse. An indication that he fully understood and took responsibility for his actions. What I heard was not very sophisticated. Not very well thought out. What I heard were the words of someone whose emotional development has been greatly hindered by his circumstance. What I heard were the words of a child. No decision on my part could make up for the loss of Jennifer Marquardt. No sentence I could pass would justify it. My goal is to punish the crime while preserving some hope, if possible, that the juvenile can be rehabilitated and brought back as a productive member of society. Sending Mr. Chetwynd to adult prison decreases those odds. I hereby sentence Mr. Chetwynd to 4 years juvenile state training school.
How can you live with yourself?
Judge Gray, that boy killed my child. Have you no conscience? Have you no shame?
You cannot address the judge.
I just want her to look me in the eyes.
Please.
Just let her look me in the eye.
Court is adjourned.
But you said we could make them.
I know, sweetie. I just didn't know I was going to be working last night. Oh, good. You're only 5 minutes late.
I don't like the way they look.
Lauren, these are the most perfect turkey cookies I have ever seen.
But they've got that hard frosting stuff on top. No one's gonna like them.
Sweetie, I just spent $25 on 12 cookies. I'm sorry if you don't like them, but these are the cookies you're going to take to the party.
I hate Thanksgiving.
Why? Why? We're gonna have a great time. Everyone's gonna come over and we'll watch the parade on TV, and you know how much you like Grandma's turkey and apple pie. Cheer up. See you after school.
Most of the other kids have regular parents.
You have regular parents. You just have them in 2 different places.
Why can't Daddy come for Thanksgiving?
Because we've been through this. Daddy's gonna be with Grammy and Pops.
They can come too.
I know this is hard, but things are just gonna be a little different this year. Doesn't mean we're not gonna have fun. I promise. You want me to go in with you?
No.
If you put these on the food table real fast, maybe nobody will know they're yours. Mr. Langston, you want to change your name to
James Tiberius Kirk.
James T. Kirk? As in the captain of the Starship Enterprise?
Yes, ma'am.
Just out of curiosity, why would you want to do that?
Well, ma'am, I never had a family. I was raised in foster care. So my name's never meant that much to me. And I didn't know my real father. Now, James T. Kirk. He seemed kind of like a guy you could look up to.
Okay. Well, all the paperwork seems to be in order, so, I see no reason to deny the petition. So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Live long and prosper, Mr. Kirk.
Live long and prosper.
Tell me we don't have that Hershey incest case this afternoon.
No, this afternoon's a little lighter. Sentencing hearing on an animal cruelty case.
Oh, great, great. You notice it's hard to get into the holiday spirit in this job?
What holiday? Wait until Christmas. This place is jam-packed with comfort and joy.
Just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Your Honor, at this point, my client would like to make a short statement on his own behalf.
Mr. Vanderlee?
Your Honor, I just want to say that I am deeply ashamed of my actions in this situation. There's no excuse for what I did. It was stupid and thoughtless. Those innocent cats shouldn't have borne the brunt of my anger. I'm sorry the Quinns lost their beloved pets, and I hope you believe that I would never do this kind of thing again. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Vanderlee. As with Mr. Larson, I appreciate your words and the words of your family and your teachers. However, before I can sentence you both, I need to get clear on a couple things. Now, we've already established that your actions, luring your neighbor's cats into your garage, beating them with baseball bats, and setting them on fire, constitutes animal cruelty. What I want to know now is the why. Mr. Larson,
I beg your pardon?
what were you thinking?
Well, like we said, Your Honor, we were angry at the Quinns for calling the cops and wrecking our party.
So you thought an appropriate response would be to torture and kill their cats?
No, I mean, it was a crime of passion, Your Honor, like road rage or something.
So it was a crime of passion even though it happened a few days after the party?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was appropriate, but we were pissed.
Huh. And this is the kind of thing you usually do when you're angry?
No, ma'am, we don't go around killing animals.
How do you usually deal with your anger, Mr. Larson?
I don't know.
Mr. Vanderlee?
I guess I get mad. Sometimes I yell.
Have either of you ever seen a counselor to deal with these anger issues? How did it make you feel to do these things to those cats?
I don't know. It's not like it was any fun.
No, it was a stupid thing to do, Your Honor. We realize that now.
I'm gonna need a little bit more time with this case. Let's schedule another hearing for first thing tomorrow morning. Next case.
You're gonna need this?
Why would I need a beeper? Oh, man, you gotta be kidding me. I'm on call for Thanksgiving weekend?
Judge Holloway had to leave town on the family emergency.
Yeah. Of course, it's a family emergency. When is Thanksgiving weekend not a family emergency? This is the old boys club at its ugliest.
I think it has more to do with the fact that you're the new kid on the block.
I think it has to do with the fact that I'm a woman and they think that they can dump this on me. What am I gonna do with Lauren? This is her first Thanksgiving away from her daddy, and her mommy has to work all weekend. Oh, I can't do that to her. You could be a little bit more sympathetic.
I don't do sympathy.
Of course not.
See you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Michael. Hi. Yeah, it's me. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Great. That smells great. What is it?
Swiss cheese omelet with prosciutto, mushrooms, and tomatoes.
And the good dog, yes. Such a breakfast. Socrates eats like Henry VIII. The rest of us are lucky to get dry toast.
Socrates earns his keep.
I see.
Hey, something smells good.
Yeah, that would be Socrates' breath.
I just dropped by to tell you to mark me absent for dinner tomorrow.
No way, what are you doing?
I got a thing at my agent's house.
It's Thanksgiving.
I know this is last minute. I hope it's not a problem.
Not for me. I don't plan to be here either.
What?
Anyone who wants to eat with me tomorrow can join me at the dinner bell.
A restaurant? What are you talking about?
I'm throwing in the dish towel. I would like to spend just one Thanksgiving where I'm not working my fanny off to feed an army and then cleaning up while everybody else sleeps like bears in hibernation.
Ma, we'll help you, okay? It'll be a group effort.
Amy, after 40 years of making Thanksgiving dinners, even the word Thanksgiving makes me mad. At myself, mostly, for losing the joy and the sense of Thanksgiving. So this year, I'm going to reclaim the night. It's going to truly be about giving thanks for what we have and not about coordinating the yams and the stuffing and the asparagus souffle and the biscuits.
What about Lauren?
What about her? She'd come to the restaurant, too.
I wanted this to be a special day for her. She needs some stability in her life, some sense of tradition. Now, Vincent's not going to be here, you're not going to cook, and I'm on emergency response.
The dinner bell has a perfectly delicious menu for Thanksgiving, and you'll have the pleasure of my company for the entire meal.
Look, Ma, we have to have Thanksgiving dinner at home, okay? I promised Lauren. And besides, I invited someone.
Who?
Michael.
Michael. As in your husband, Michael?
Yeah, well, it's important for Lauren. You know, she misses her dad. I can't uninvite him, so we're stuck with him.
Wow. I'm sorry I'm gonna miss this.
Hey, if you are so set on doing this, I guess I'll have to cook Thanksgiving dinner myself.
What? You're fielding calls from the judicial police. Your estranged husband is going to be here, and you're cooking the biggest meal of the year. Maybe in your spare time, you'd like to put a new roof on the place.
You know, I can do this. I can. I did it for some friends once in law school. And thanks so much for your support.
I didn't support Mondale either. I can recognize a disaster when I see one coming.
Mommy, look what I made.
What's that?
They're cards to tell people where to sit at Thanksgiving. I'm gonna sit between Mommy and Daddy.
Cool. Ringside seat.
Honey, get your jacket. We're gonna be late. Well, great. This is gonna be great.
This is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever. Is Daddy going to bring Leisha?
No, honey. She's not coming.
But Daddy likes her.
Yes, I know Daddy likes her, but Leisha's gonna be with her own family, okay? You don't have to worry about Leisha.
Oh. Are you and Daddy getting back together?
No. Mommy and Daddy love each other. It's just the kind of love where we can't see each other too much.
Well, if you love each other, why don't you want to be together?
Oh, baby, I know this is confusing. You'll understand someday. Let's have this conversation then.
Well, if you love each other...
Let's play strangers on a bus for a quarter, okay? You don't know me, but I sit down next to you, and what do?
Look out the window and don't talk.
Very good.
Your Honor, these young men come from fine families in East Hartford. They both have stellar school records. Jonathan is a National Merit Scholar. Nathan has been scouted by several prominent universities for a baseball scholarship. And both boys are active in their local church youth groups.
We would hate to think that this youthful misjudgment would in any way interfere with Jonathan and Nathan's promising futures as contributing members of society, Your Honor.
I'll tell you, I'm having a problem with this case. I'm having a difficult time reconciling these fine, upstanding, talented young men with the two vicious butchers who killed those two cats. There's something very disturbing here. The idea that you could enact your own retribution just because somebody made you angry. Asked you to turn your music off at 2 a.m. and sent your little friends home. Is this an aberration or a sign of pathology? Do we have two budding Jeffrey Dahmers here? Frankly, I don't know the answer. And I don't feel qualified to say. For that reason, instead of sentencing them now, I am ordering that Mr. Vanderley and Mr. Larson be taken immediately into custody. I'm going to order that they be given a diagnostic evaluation at an inpatient treatment facility for the next 3 weeks. I'm hoping that report will bring some clarity.
Your Honor, isn't that a bit extreme? I mean, we're talking about two cats here.
No, we're talking about two boys who may be seriously disturbed and who may or may not pose a serious threat to public safety. Mr. Hobson, if your clients were adults, they could be in prison for up to 5 years for this act of malicious cruelty. Two cats are not nothing. I'll see you back here in 21 days.
Jillian, can I get you anything to eat? You know, cookies or fruit? Sandwich.
No, really, I'm not hungry, thank you. I just wanted to come by to chat.
Okay, let's chat.
Should we bring anything for dinner tomorrow?
I don't know. It's out of my hands. Amy's in charge this year.
Oh, I guess I should just call her.
That's a good idea.
Look at them. You had beautiful kids, Maxine.
Yes, I did. What's on your mind, Jillian?
Peter wanted me to talk to you about adoption. He says that you know a lot about it.
I've seen a lot of it. What do you want to know?
Well, Peter thinks that we would make
good adoptive parents. He says that there are plenty of babies that still need good homes in this country, and well, he thinks that, he thinks...
Jillian. What do you think?
I think Peter doesn't understand. Our insurance company paid for 3 in vitros, and we did those, and they didn't work. And now Peter is ready to move on, but... Maxine, I can't let go of my baby.
I see. What would it take to try again?
What do you mean?
How much would another round of in vitro cost?
Oh, Maxine, no, I'm not asking you to pay for it. I wanted somebody to talk to.
Do you and Peter have it?
No, we put all our cash into the house. If I knew then what I know now, I would have traded that damn house for a baby any day of the week.
If I lend you the money, Jillian, will Peter go along with it?
I don't know.
Let me think about it. Nobody ever cuts enough kindling.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Snowden have been Gina's foster parents for 2 years, since she was born. Gina's birth mother, Marcia McCabe, has signed a stipulation relinquishing her parental rights. Her birth father is unknown. Our plan for Gina is that the Snowdens become her adoptive parents as soon as possible.
Well, everything seems in order, Mr. Salerno.
I will accept this adoption plan for Gina. Mr. and Mrs. Snowden, on behalf of the court, I want to thank you for being there for this little girl. You're providing a wonderful opportunity for this child. I only wish more children had a similar opportunity. By Christmas, you and Gina should be a very happy family.
Judge Gray, thank you, and DCF, and this little girl's birth mother for giving us the joy of our existence. Gina is the most important thing in our lives. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, Mr. Snowden. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay. Now it feels more like Thanksgiving. $7:45. Stuff the turkey.
Don't forget to truss it.
Trussing kit? I haven't been watching you 35 years for nothing.
8:15. Prepare the string bean casserole.
8:45. Yams. Mom, where do you keep the yams?
In the yam drawer, of course. If I had any.
You don't have any yams? I thought yams were a staple.
Potatoes are a staple. Yams are a specialty item.
Well, I guess you don't have any marshmallows either.
Nope.
Oh, God. It's 9 o'clock the night before Thanksgiving. Now I gotta go back to the store to fight with every other idiot who forgot the yams.
Amy, there's no rule that says you have to have yams at Thanksgivings.
There is. You can't have Thanksgiving without yams and marshmallows.
I can.
Well, I can't. Michael.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, Maxine, hi.
How have you been?
Good.
I'm glad. And I want to hear all about it tomorrow. But I was just, down in the basement. Hooking a rug.
What are you doing here?
Well, I wanted to wait till Lauren went to sleep. I was hoping we could talk.
Well, I was just on my way out.
Oh, all right.
No,
Well,
it can...
I...
Yeah, I can wait.
She had a cold last week.
Yeah, she's had a lot of colds this year.
Well, she's in school.
So do you miss New York?
Sometimes. When I'm hungry.
Yeah, New York's a good place to be around dinner time.
You still go to Pete's?
All the time. Pete still asks about you.
Oh, God. Pete's fried eggs and hash browns at 1 a.m. That's living large.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I said hi.
I will. Tell him you still look great, too.
Thanks.
So how you doing? Really?
You know, job can be kind of crazy. And Mom is... well, you know. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with me that a few weeks in Hawaii can't fix.
And we really screwed it all up, didn't we?
Yeah. We did.
You know, sometimes I'll look at Lauren and she'll laugh a certain way or move a certain way, and I'll see you. And I wonder if we could have done it all differently.
I do too.
Well, I'm really glad you invited me over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I thought it might be good for Lauren. We're all grown-ups.
Yeah. Amy. I think it's time to make this thing final.
What thing?
You know, the D word. Divorce. I mean, we've been separated for almost a year. You've got your own life now.
You mean get lawyers and file papers and do all the legal stuff?
Yeah. I think it's time.
Are you and Leisha?
Getting married? No. But, I suppose it's going in that direction.
Oh. Well, I think you're right.
You do?
Yeah.
Of course, we'll have to find a way to tell Lauren.
Well, I'll just come right down and tell her. That's all.
You sure you're all right with this?
Yeah, I'm fine. Really.
Okay, well, I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you.
You know, you really do look great. I'll find my way out.
It's 3rd and 2. They're lined up in the
Okay. Cranberries are boiling. Jillian, can you put some sugar in that, please?
3rd and 2, and you're gonna pass? You guys deserve to lose. Amy?
No football.
Why not?
'Cause I remember you and Dad and Vincent watching football while Mom and I cooked. I always resented that.
You never cooked.
Well, I'm cooking now. And besides, football is not part of my Thanksgiving fantasy.
Fantasy being the operative word.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everything's going great. The turkey looks good, and the yams look... How are yams supposed to look?
They need a few more minutes.
And the casseroles go in 5 minutes.
If we were at the restaurant, we could be having appetizers right now.
Appetizers.
Not to mention cocktails.
Peter, open a bottle of wine.
I think this is nice. Amy, you're doing a great job.
Did you have a chance to speak to Peter yet?
No, but I'm not sure.
I talked to my broker, and he said I've got a bond maturing in about a month. It could cover it.
You asked my mother for money?
No, we were just talking about it.
I offered.
We decided against having another procedure.
You decided that. I want to try again.
It's prohibitively expensive and it's not working.
The doctor hasn't given up?
Of course not. We're paying for his summer house.
Come on. We have a lot to be thankful for.
Easy to say when you have a child.
It's hormones.
It's not hormones. She's unhappy.
She never should have talked to you about this. I'm sorry.
Peter, just go and see about your wife.
Mommy, Daddy's here!
Okay. It's showtime.
Hi, baby.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving!
Oh, you too, Pilgrim. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Daddy, you didn't give Mommy a hug.
Oh, I brought wine. It's Cabernet.
Oh, great. We'll drink it.
Where's everybody?
Peter and Jillian are upstairs, and Vincent's got a better offer.
Oh, it's too bad. I was looking forward to seeing him.
How's Wall Street treating you?
Oh, you know, it's a love-hate relationship. This week it's love.
Well, I'm going to decant this wine and let it breathe.
Since when does she decant wine?
Oh, this is kind of weird for her.
That's because she loves me.
Daddy, you want to see my room?
Yeah, I certainly do.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Excuse me. Vincent, you made it.
Guess the wine was unnecessary.
Give it to the bartender. Somebody will drink it. So, you ready to make some connections?
Yeah, sure. I'm in a great mood, by the way. I found a parking space.
On the street? Where?
77th and 1st.
Oh, yes. I parked there once. Guy in the tweed jacket is Lanny Ferguson at Random House. Send him your stuff on Tuesday. The lady in the pearl choker is Audrey Smith at Little Brown. She responds well to charming men.
Great. I'll be sure not to spill anything on her dress.
Hi, Alan.
Incidentally, there are a lot of single types here tonight. You might get lucky.
I think I'm gonna stick to business.
And you know your former agent Hillary quite well. She's part of the ALT family, Vincent. I can't keep you two apart forever. Be a grown-up and go talk to her.
If I wanted to talk to people who drive me crazy, I could have spent the day with my family.
Anytime you want to give me the backstory on you two.
There's no backstory. You're right. I have to be grown up. I think I'm gonna need a drink first.
Good man.
Do you want to see Mommy's room?
Yes.
She had the same room when she was a little girl.
I know.
You knew Mommy when she was little?
No, but I've been to this house a lot.
You mean when we were a family?
Sweetie, we're still a family. You know, just because we don't live in the same place doesn't change that. Not all families have to look alike, right?
Do you miss Mommy?
Yeah, I do.
Mommy doesn't have a boyfriend. Not like you and Leisha. Would you mind if she did?
No. I want Mommy to be happy.
Hey, Lauren. Can't believe you're showing Daddy my messy room.
It usually looks a lot worse.
Honey, Grandma could use some help downstairs.
Can I put out my place cards now?
Yeah, go do that. We're gonna eat in a minute.
Great.
I don't know how great it is. I did all the cooking.
You're a pretty good cook. When you set your mind to it.
I order takeout. It's good that you're here. For Lauren, I mean, she's thrilled.
And you're somewhat less thrilled?
Well, we have a daughter, Michael. We can't avoid each other.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Why?
I don't know. After what we talked about last night, I wondered...
Well, I'm the one who left. I always knew this day was coming.
Yeah, but I guess my timing could have been better.
So what else is new?
You are upset.
Well, you couldn't have told me this next week.
I guess I could, but I didn't think you'd be that surprised.
Well, I'm not, but I still think it's a hostile gesture.
A hostile gesture? What? You always do this. You always see hostility where there isn't any.
You always try to escape blame by focusing on my behavior.
Here, let's not do this.
You started it.
You know, the best thing about not being married is I don't have to listen to your endless character analysis.
Yeah, I suppose Leisha accepts you as you are.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, she does.
Well, people in their 20s are more flexible. In more ways than one.
Well, maybe it was a mistake for me to come here.
Well, we're in it now.
Happy Thanksgiving?
Well,
Oh, likewise. So, is this you making peace with the Pilgrims?
I forgot to bring a dead fish.
Vincent Gray, Justin Hopkins. Justin has a novel coming out in the spring, and Vincent, very promising short story writer. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but it isn't.
It's nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Thanks. You too.
Oh, look at that, a martini deficiency. I'll be back.
So Hillary's your agent?
Yeah, I'm of the belief that one's agent should be scarier than the opponent.
Well, you're with the right person. Yeah, somehow I imagined the literary intelligentsia sitting around talking about Nabokov and Thomas Pynchon.
No, but I overheard a rumor that Bruce and Demi might be getting back together.
Well, thank God. Our long national nightmare may soon be over.
Everything okay?
Fine. Tell Peter to come carve the turkey.
Did you and Michael fight?
No, we did not fight. We don't have to fight anymore. That's the beauty part.
Because you seem very tense.
I'm not tense. He wants a divorce.
Yes?
No, I mean he wants a divorce. He wants to hire lawyers and do the whole bit.
I guess I'm not seeing the problem.
Last night when he wanted to talk to me, first he complimented me, told me how beautiful I looked. We reminisced about old times, and then he announced that he thought that we should make this official.
Were you hoping to reconcile?
No, of course not.
I don't mean to be obtuse, Amy, but you're the one who left.
Yes, I am the one who left, and I am the one who wanted to ask for the divorce.
Well, now you're being irrational.
The point is, this is what he does, okay? He blindsides me. And then when I have a reaction, he thinks I'm being too emotional. He blames me. You get it? For the last 3 years of our marriage, he behaved like a bastard, and when I finally said enough, he was shocked. He got to be the victim. It's like he packed my bags, he drove me to the airport, and then he said, "Hey, where are you going?"
I knew it was a bad idea to invite him here.
You're not listening.
No, I'm not understanding. You loved him for a lot of years. You can't just expect that to go away overnight. You thought you were ready to handle this situation, but it's still too new.
Oh, it doesn't help to see you mooning all over him.
You tell me how you want me to treat him, and I'll do it. You know what I read the other day? That Denver, Colorado is moving closer to San Francisco, California by an inch every 10 years.
Is this relevant?
An inch every 10 years. That's the way the Rocky Mountains were formed. And that's the way the world changes. Not by stamping your foot to get your way. Not even by the bang of a gavel. It's by the choices that we make. You know, all the time. You do what you think is right. Every time. Slowly, the world starts to change. That's how we leave our imprint on life. An inch every 10 years.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I don't know, it just pops into my head. It's a curse, really.
Now what?
I'll go.
No, I'll go. Bruce.
I've been paging you for an hour.
Oh, my God. My pager's upstairs. What's wrong?
The Snowden adoption, all hell just broke loose. Some guy claiming to be the father of the baby showed up on the doorstep. Saying he wants to take the kid home today.
As in now?
As in right now.
Judge Gray, get this man off my property. He's trespassing.
Yeah, but you're kidnappers and you stole my kid.
That's crazy. She's our baby.
I want a restraining order against this man.
All right, Mr. Snowden. Just take it easy. What's going on?
We're just sitting down to eat dinner, and this lunatic starts banging on our door.
I open the door, he's screaming that Gina's his baby, and he's not leaving without
Yeah, well,
her.
she is my baby.
Do you have any proof of paternity?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm her father. And no one ever talked to me about any adoption, sir.
Okay, yeah, come on. All right, okay, let's get off the front lawn. Let's stop the sideshow. Mr. and Mrs. Snowden, can we go inside? Mr. Hardy, let's assume everything you're saying is true. I need some proof of paternity, like a blood test. Then I'll hear arguments in court. This is not going to be settled today.
This man is trespassing. He's trying to steal my daughter.
She's my daughter.
On the birth certificate, Gina's mother stated that the biological father was unknown.
That's right.
No, that's a load of crap. I left the state after Marcia and I separated. I never knew about any kid. Then I come back, Marcia said she just gave the kid away. I don't have any rights as a father?
Yeah, of course you do, but those rights need to be examined in court. And regardless of your claims, you can't just show up at somebody's house and take their child away from them.
I can't believe this is happening.
Well, believe it, pal.
Mr. Hardy, do everybody a favor and go home. This is supposed to be a holiday. We'll have an emergency custody hearing in the morning.
No, I'm not leaving here without her.
Yeah, I'm afraid you are. Because if you don't, I'll have you arrested for disorderly conduct or attempted kidnapping or worse. Please escort Mr. Hardy from the property.
Wait a second. What if I can get my wife over here right now? Would you listen then?
Ms. McCabe has agreed to terminate her parental rights.
That was before I came back.
Are you saying she's changed her mind about terminating her parental rights?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
Then why isn't she here?
Because she was freaked out, and I said that I would take care of it. But I make a phone call, she'll be here in a second.
You can't let them do this. The adoption was almost final. You said so.
But it wasn't final. Unfortunately, we have to see this through. Mr. Hardy, I'll see you tomorrow morning at Hartford Superior Court.
Okay, I'll be there.
She's our baby.
He may be the biological father. Legally, he has a right to be heard.
But we are the ones who have taken care of her whole life. We are the only parents she's ever known.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Please, Judge Gray, tell me this can't happen. Tell me he can't take our child.
Unfortunately, that's the one thing I can't tell you.
So I took my car to the garage to get my transmission fixed. Turns out I left my manuscript in the back seat. So when I go to pick up the car, the guy has read half of it, and he has a few notes.
Stop.
No, the sad part is, I took the notes and they worked. Now I gotta thank some guy named Ramon in my acknowledgments.
Give me the address. Maybe I'll get my tires rotated, run some ideas past him. Why is your agent staring at us?
I guess she wants to see how her project is working out.
What project is that?
You and me. Wow, you don't know, do you?
You know what?
Well, you and I are supposed to be fixed up.
We are.
It's Hillary's idea. She's on a mission to find someone for me. She's a full-service agent. And I can see that you're ecstatic.
No, Justin, you seem like a great guy. The only problem is I'm not gay.
You're not? I gotta say, I was getting this straight vibe from you. I was trying to ignore it. Are you sure you're not in denial?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I guess that's what we call an insurmountable problem.
You want to get drunk?
I'm driving.
Really? Go downtown, order some pictures of margaritas, and start telling each other embarrassing stories. I won't hold it against you.
Getting drunk is dangerous. It'll make me wonder why I'm all alone on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, where are you?
Her mother wants her on this holiday. I get Christmas. Seems like a fair trade.
Bruce, that was not my finest hour. Those poor people.
I've been doing this for a while now. See a lot of sadness in this court. Hold on to the happy moments. It's all you got to see you through.
What's it about holidays that makes us expect perfection from people who can't be perfect?
You talking about your family?
You cannot believe what a mess I've created at my house. I insisted on this big meal. I invited my ex-husband, all because I needed this Kodak moment. I should have known better.
It's a powerful image. We all grew up wanting it.
How come we didn't grow up getting it?
I don't know.
So what are you gonna do today? Go home to your empty house, eat a TV dinner, and watch television?
I was gonna read and meditate.
Wow. Don't do that. Come to my house. Please?
Leaving. You're gonna miss dessert.
I lost my appetite.
Oh, what is it now, Vincent?
I have to get going.
You didn't like Justin?
Just because I don't want to sleep with you, I'm gay?
I really don't know the first thing about your sexuality.
Look, I don't really care what you say about me, but Justin is an actual person with feelings. You set him up and you humiliated him.
You kids getting along?
We're fine.
We're not fine.
He doesn't like Justin.
Justin's fine.
Vincent, these days being gay is not a detriment in the literary world.
I have to get going.
Vincent, what's the problem?
You want to know the backstory on us? The backstory is that she's a bankrupt person. She wants what she wants, and she'll take anybody down to get it. Hey.
Hey.
You bailing too?
Yep. Thanksgiving never fails to disappoint me.
You think we'd learn that eventually? You getting a cab?
No, I like to take public transportation on my holiday. After that, I'm going to laundromat.
Listen, I am really sorry.
It's not your fault.
I know that. It's Hillary's fault. She's got this grudge against me. You got caught up in it.
You think Scott Fitzgerald ever went through anything like this?
It's just a different set of indignities. Could you believe that dinner?
Did you see the turkey?
I think if you're going to serve a turkey with the head still on, you should at least put a little hat on it.
I forget, is that fancy cuisine or just disgusting?
Listen, I know a place not too far away, very cheap. You can even get your laundry done. Hey, come on. This holiday's depressing enough.
Okay, I'm gonna tell this. So I'm sitting there in the doctor's office. Wait a minute, let me tell you this. So I'm lying there, okay? I'm lying there with my feet up in the stirrups.
Jillian, no, Jillian.
This is funny. And I'm waiting for the doctor to come back in, right? And so the door suddenly flies open, and this young guy comes rushing in and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, honey, I'm late. The traffic was hell." He looks at me, and I look at him. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, wrong room."
Amy, what kept you?
Well, things got complicated. This is my court services officer, Bruce.
Well, hello, Bruce. Happy Thanksgiving. Bruce, this is my son, Peter. And this is my daughter-in-law, Jillian. And this is my soon-to-be ex-son-in-law, Michael, and his daughter, Lauren, who's also my Amy's daughter. Amy made this delicious dinner. And this is a very nice gay man named Justin, whom we just met.
Hello.
And this is my son, Vincent, who's not gay. He's a writer.
Well, that's great, Ma. It's all very clear now.
Now, sit down, you two, and eat. We've been drinking.
Oh, really? Is there any wine left?
Absolutely. Just sit down. It's a celebration.
Fruit tray?
Let's eat or something.
I'd love to. Yes.
You want the fruit tray?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Vincent, would you like some? Let's get to the sweet stuff. Who wants to open pies?
Oh, hi.
No. No, I would not like it.
Why doesn't he have a wine glass? We have an extra wine glass. Totally.
Pay no attention to that. That's rather inferior.
Or less.
It is the most.
Oh, Lord.
morning, Bruce. You look nice today. Is that a new shirt?
No.
Oh, it's a good color on you.
Okay, what kind of mood are you in?
I'm in a great mood. Thanks for asking. Got a good night's sleep. I ran 5 miles this morning. Got to look at my docket, which is very light, which means I can leave at 2:30 and pick up my kid at school.
Oh,
Oh, what?
there's been a change.
No, there hasn't.
Judge Fastbine broke his collarbone. He slipped. So all his cases have been shifted over here.
Don't tell me that.
First up, youthful offender case. 15-year-old girl, Lizzie Turton.
No.
Stabbed her home ec teacher with a pair of scissors.
Tell me this isn't happening.
Could be worse.
How?
You could have been the home ec teacher.
It's cute.
Your Honor, Lizzie Turton's attack on her teacher was both savage and unprovoked. This woman came very close to dying, and as it stands, will suffer permanent nerve damage. Because of this, the state charges assault with the intent to commit murder.
Miss Charles.
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Lizzie Turton, pleads lack of responsibility due to the fact that she suffers from a severe mental disorder.
That's a broad category. Please be more specific.
Ms. Turton suffers from dissociative identity disorder.
What is that exactly?
It's also known as multiple personality disorder.
Oh, Your Honor, this is outrageous. Our office was never notified of this defense.
I submitted DID as our primary defense.
You never said anything about multiple personalities.
It's the same thing.
I trust you have a psych evaluation to back this up?
Yes, Your Honor. Lizzie was in an altered state when the attack occurred. She doesn't even remember it. She quite literally was not herself.
Then who was she?
She has 13 identities altogether. From what we can tell, she was Vanessa.
Please, can you help me?
Do you have an appointment with someone?
No, I just walked in. You help people here, right?
We try. What's your name?
Veronica Welch. I don't want to hurt my baby. And I'm afraid that I could. I don't want to. Can you help me?
Come on. Just have a seat. Take a few deep breaths. What's your baby's name?
Nicolette. She's 8 months.
And you haven't hurt her?
No, but it's so hard. I'm working 2 jobs and I'm barely making it. And when she acts up, I just lose my patience.
Where's the baby's father?
I don't know.
Where's she now?
Daycare. The trouble starts when I come home at night. I'm so exhausted and she's so cranky. She's teething. And she can just cry for hours without stopping. I am not going to be like my father. I'm not going to hit my kid.
Good. That's the way you should feel.
If you could just take her for a little while, you know, just a week or 2, just until I feel better.
Miss Welsh, it doesn't work like that. If you surrender your baby to the Department of Children and Families, you may have a hell of a time getting her back.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Can you hang on till tomorrow? I'll send somebody there to do a complete interview, and we'll talk about food stamps and counseling, other resources, okay?
You really promise someone will come?
Yes, I do. Can you hang on?
Vincent, my boy, been waiting long?
A little while.
Sorry about that. Staff meetings. They take forever. So, we have some things to talk about. You know, I sent your stuff to Random House.
Yeah.
They passed.
Oh.
It was a very positive rejection. They think you're a good writer, but they're just not taking any short stories right now.
Well, I guess that's that.
I also sent your work to Delacorte.
Yeah.
They passed too.
Okay.
But they also like the work.
Great. One more rejection, I'll be a certified genius.
I also sent your work to Algonquin.
And let me guess.
They didn't pass.
Really?
They want to put you on their full list.
Are you kidding me?
I don't kid. There is, however, one caveat. They told me they're missing a title story. That is one piece which will tie all the work together. They need to see that before they make the official offer.
Want me to write another story?
Not just any story. A killer story.
A story about a killer?
No. Just something that will knock their socks off. Think you can manage it?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes.
By Friday?
Friday. What, in 4 days, Friday?
That's the one.
The guy says, "Are you telling me I'm not covered for flood damage?" And I say, "Yes, that's what I'm telling you." And he says, "But how could I not be covered for flood damage?" And I say, "No one is covered for flood damage. It's a separate policy." And he says, "But flood damage
Peter, it's the 5th time you said flood damage.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was annoying you.
Amy, I heard you got a hell of a case today.
Mom, how does this stuff filter through?
I have my sources.
What's the case?
I can't say.
Multiple personality disorder.
Mom,
What, like civil?
how can you talk about this?
I'm not bound by judicial ethics.
Mommy, can you cut my meat?
Why couldn't you have been something else, like a dentist?
Cut it up smaller. Alicia cuts it up really small. She says choking is the #1 way kids die.
Who's Leisha?
Daddy's girlfriend. Her whole name is Alicia Courtney Elvin. Daddy calls her Alicia.
Remember when he used to call you Mimi?
Yeah, he does love those diminutives.
Hey, is Alicia nice?
Very nice.
Looks a little like Mommy.
No.
No, she has blonde hair and blue eyes. He got her a sapphire necklace.
A what?
Sapphires to match her eyes.
Amy, this is none of our business.
Me and Alicia played count the sapphires.
All right, how many sapphires?
28.
28.
I'm thinking her age.
I'm thinking our SAT scores.
So, not to change a fascinating topic of conversation, but I finally have some good news to contribute. My book is going to be published next fall.
Oh, Vincent. Congratulations.
All right. I knew you could do it. That's great.
How'd that happen?
In a strange turn of events, a publisher read my stories and actually liked them. So he's given me an advance if I write another great story by Friday, which I will.
I am so proud of you.
Here's a toast to one of those moments when having children pays off. Congratulations. Thank God. It killed me to see him washing those dogs. Wasting his talent like that.
He wasn't wasting it. He was paying his dues. Julian, you okay?
Fine.
I said something wrong, didn't I?
No.
Yes. It was the thing about children paying off. That was insensitive.
You didn't mean it that way.
Honey, can't we just drop the baby thing for one night?
The baby thing? Like it's some kind of hobby?
Hey, Peter. Why don't you take a break?
I'm still eating.
No, you're not.
I know you just want me out of here.
Of course we do. Go.
I didn't mean to be selfish.
Don't be silly. It's an emotional issue. Unfortunately, most men don't do emotion well.
That's awful. We're constantly fighting. Neither one of us seem to be able to say the right thing.
I wish you two could just relax and get away.
I've been thinking that maybe we need some time apart.
Well, that may be the best thing.
You think?
Well, everyone needs a vacation now and then.
Well, my therapist says that sometimes you need to get away from each other in order to get back together.
If you don't mind my saying so, dear, I think that's hogwash.
Mother,
people need to work on their problems together. Running away won't fix anything.
I don't think Julian's talking about running away. Just maybe some time at a spa or something.
I don't really like spas, but I was thinking maybe a weekend in the city.
Yeah, like that.
Isn't it best to be with family when you're feeling low?
Maybe. I don't know.
Why don't you talk to Peter about it?
He wouldn't understand.
Give him a chance. There's no time like the present. Go on, talk to him. I can't believe you suggested they separate.
I didn't mean a real separation.
What, pray tell, is an unreal separation? When you first came back here, you just needed time to think. Now you're getting divorced.
It's not fair to compare my situation to hers.
People who separate don't get back together.
I was just trying to help.
Okay, which one of you made Jillian cry?
I did.
She and Peter are sitting there in the dark like two characters in a Russian play.
I've got to fix this.
Oh, Mom, don't.
I am not going to stand by and watch this family fall apart. Philip, right?
Phil.
I have a case I really need you to go out on today. A single mother working 2 jobs, sick baby, scared she's going to abuse. Why are you shaking your head?
Well, I can't do it. I'm really busy.
Oh, you're the one. We work for the government, Phil. Overworked and underpaid is part of the job description.
Well, I don't know about today.
I know about today. This woman is desperate. It's our job to save her. I've made a list of groups and agencies for her to call, along with contacts at each. You take it over to her.
Why can't you do it?
I'm your superior. I'm giving you a case. End of discussion. One more thing. Phil, while you're there, offer to hold the baby for a few minutes. Jillian, what's wrong?
Nothing. Can we talk in your office? I've been thinking about what Amy said the other night about me needing to get away for a while.
Amy didn't mean that, Jillian. No one thinks it's a good idea that you and Peter spend time apart.
But having been through a breakup, maybe she sees things more clearly.
No, she doesn't. Everyone's marriage is different, and everyone's breakup is different. Not that you and Peter are breaking up.
No. It's just that we can't be together right now. I have to get away from him. From the house, just for a little while.
Well, where would you go?
Well, I was hoping that I'd be staying with you.
Me?
Well, you're the one who said that families should be together when they're having problems.
I meant Peter.
But Peter's the problem. Or maybe it's me. I don't know. The point is, neither one of us can take the fights anymore. Maxine, please. I need this.
Okay. Get your stuff. 1 suitcase only. You may stay 1 week. If you promise to rest and relax.
Thank you.
Dr. Gelman, where does DID generally come from?
Severe abuse. I'm talking about childhood trauma, such as torture. In Lizzie's case, her mother tried repeatedly to kill her when she was small. Would hold her head under the water in the bathtub until she passed out. A small child, 2 or 3 years old, is incapable of processing that her own mother is a threat to her life. So Lizzie split off that part of her personality, and that alter kept the memory and shut down. When children suffer as much as Lizzie did, they usually don't survive. They either die or go insane. DID is a coping mechanism and quite a good one. We consider DID patients survivors.
Thank you. No further questions?
Mr. Williams, cross-examine.
Dr. Gilman, now you said there really aren't different personalities in a DID patient. They're all the same person.
Yes, that's correct.
Then isn't it true that Lizzie Turton is the person who stabbed her teacher 14 times with a pair of scissors?
In a sense, yes.
Please?
But
yes or no? Is Lizzie Turton that person?
yes.
Thank you. That's all.
Who the hell let Socrates out? He's not supposed to be out by himself. You know. Oh, Jillian, you're here already.
I'm sorry about Socrates. He scratched at the door and I didn't know.
Yeah. If you, just walk out with him, he goes right away. What are you doing?
I'm making dinner. I thought it would be a nice surprise. But it's not because you probably went to the market, which was really crowded, and got what everyone likes, and here I am making goulash and ruining your plan.
No. It's good to try something. Unexpected. My cooking has been in a rut. This'll be nice.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Just tell me now, is there somebody in every room of this house?
Hey, Mom. It's good to see you, too.
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to work. I have to write the world's greatest short story by the end of the week, or I'm back to obscurity.
And this has to be done at my house.
Unfortunately, yes. My apartment is a zoo, literally.
I don't know why you just don't have it out with Doug. It's clear that he should pay more rent since he spends the most time there.
I really can't argue with you now. I have got to do this work.
Oh, please, don't let me break your concentration by living here.
I want my wife back.
Good afternoon to you too, dear.
Where is she?
We smuggled her across the border this morning.
Mother?
Peter, she's in the kitchen. If you hurry, you can grab her by the hair and drag her back to the cave.
Why are you acting like this?
Why are you? You can't just come over here demanding your wife back as if she were property.
You're encouraging her to leave me.
I most certainly am not. Every instinct I have wants to tell her to go home. But Jillian is family, and I have a very deep need to offer sanctuary to my family.
Well, I'm family too, and I just want to talk to her.
Go ahead. When your father and I fought, I used to go to the guest room. I called it the apartment, a place I could go and pretend to be single. I don't know what I would have done without it. Of course, Dad had the good sense to keep his distance.
If she's in pain, I just want to help.
Leave her alone. That's how you can help. Peter? Now go home.
Miss Bossy, you're Lizzie's social worker, is that correct?
Yes, since her aunt died 3 years ago, I placed her with her current foster family.
Have you noticed any extreme changes in her personality?
I wouldn't say extreme, but there were changes.
For example?
Sometimes Lizzie's posture would change, and so would the timbre of her voice. Often she sounded like a little girl, other days like a 30-year-old.
Did you know that she was MPD?
No, that was confidential information.
However, you knew her history of abuse.
Yes, I had her records.
Could you tell us about that?
She was removed from her mother's care after her mother repeatedly tried to kill her. The first family she was placed with abused her severely. She suffered sexual molestation and various forms of torture. She was locked in a dark room without food for days. And that was just the first home.
Would you like to take a break, Miss Bossy?
No, I can keep going.
Would you view Lizzie as a troubled child?
No, not especially. We all thought she was doing incredibly well for what she'd been through.
When you heard what she did, were you surprised?
Yes, very. It didn't sound like Lizzie at all.
With so many people, we could be eating in the dining room.
It's cozy in here.
What is this?
It's something wonderful that Jillian made.
It's Hungarian goulash. Lisha made me pancakes, real ones. She says it's cheating to use the mix.
She does she?
Just saves time if you're a busy working woman.
Lisha owns her own company. She makes her own shampoo. It's called Floral Theory.
I've used that.
Who drops by at dinner time?
No one came.
Miss Welsh.
You promised. I went by your office. They said that you had left. How
I
could you just
assigned
leave? I told you I was in
someone,
trouble. No one came. It's your fault.
Now you get to keep her. No,
You didn't come.
Veronica. Veronica, come back. Don't do this.
You are the most beautiful baby. Hmm? Maxine, look at these tiny little hands. I mean, they look like real hands, but they're so much smaller.
She's beautiful. Babies are a lot of fun when they're just visiting.
Your three didn't just visit.
No. And most of them are still here, more or less.
This is my last day here. One more revision and I'm gone.
Stay as long as you like.
You don't mean that, do you?
Of course not.
Looks like Nicoletta's found a friend. She's such a good girl.
Don't get attached. She's going back.
Why can't we keep her?
She already has a mommy, sweetheart.
Yeah, Mommy, who obviously doesn't appreciate her.
She was overwhelmed and she panicked. At least she didn't hurt her. She gets a point for that.
Why? People aren't supposed to hurt their children.
Jillian, it can be overwhelming. What you're seeing right now is not what parenting looks like.
I would give my right arm to have a child, and this woman dumps her off like trash.
You're not listening.
I'm sorry, there's no excuse. She needs changing.
Maybe my dad and Leisha will have a baby.
Oh, honey, let's not start with Alicia. I mean, getting your hopes up, because they're not even engaged yet.
No, but they're going to Japan next summer, so who knows? I'm gonna go help Aunt Jillian.
Japan. He's taking her to Japan.
My, what green eyes you have.
I'm not jealous. I'm just annoyed that she's getting to do all the things I wanted and couldn't get Michael to even consider.
Right, that's different than being jealous.
Did you spend the night so you could get up early and torture me?
Yeah, how am I doing?
Great. So, with all of us off to various jobs, who's going to babysit today?
Jillian took a personal day.
You think that's a good idea?
It's the best idea I have right now.
Well, you do have a long-term plan, like placing the kid in foster care.
No. DCF dropped the ball. I let the woman down.
Well, she abandoned her kid. She should be arrested.
Amy, you've had help. You have family. You don't know what it feels like to be alone with a baby.
I'm looking at this as a judge.
Well, stop it. This is my mess, and I'm gonna clean it up.
Yes. Yes, this will do nicely.
You like it?
I love it. You touched on some of these characters a little in your other stories, and then to bring them together as this thunderingly dysfunctional family. It's the perfect finale.
It's mean, isn't it?
No, observant. And Tyler with testicles. And that infertile couple. Well, you heard me laugh. And I don't laugh.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna write you another story. I can't use that one.
But I just said it was perfect.
Look, that family, that's my family. The infertile couple are my brother and sister-in-law. I can't do this to them.
Vincent, do you think you're the only person who's had to grapple with this? A great writer has to be fearless and ruthlessly honest. You start worrying about hurt feelings, you automatically compromise your work.
It's just that they're having problems right now.
By the time the book comes out, it'll be history.
Lizzie, before we begin, I have to know if you understand why you're here today.
Yes, ma'am. They say I hurt my teacher, Mrs. Amos.
But you don't remember that.
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, this goes well beyond clarification. You're asking me to believe that Miss Turton has no memory of the events in question?
No, Mr. Weems, I'm satisfying myself that she's competent enough to participate in these proceedings. She's a juvenile, and I'm allowed such liberties.
Yes, Your Honor.
Lizzie, you realize you're under oath, and you have to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Proceed, Miss Charles.
Lizzie, could you please tell the court what you remember about the day that you attacked your teacher, Mrs. Amos?
Home ec is my first period class, and I hate it. I'm no good at that kind of thing. We were learning how to make aprons. We were cutting out patterns. I was kind of daydreaming, and I guess I cut the fabric crooked. Mrs. Amos came over and saw what I was doing, and she got mad.
What did she say?
She said, Lizzie, what are you doing? Are you paying attention? She jerked the scissors out of my hand and said, here, let me show you. She started to cut the fabric for me, and I just watched.
Then what happened?
I was just staring at the scissors. They were nice scissors with orange handles.
So Miss Amos started cutting the fabric. Then what happened?
I felt nervous. People were looking at me. I tried to take the scissors from Mrs. Amos to prove I could do it.
Now, do you remember taking the scissors away from your teacher?
No.
You don't remember stabbing her?
No.
What's the next thing you do remember?
Lizzie, you have to answer.
The next thing I remember is being in the principal's office. The police came.
What did the police say?
They said I had stabbed Mrs. Amos. But I don't think I could have done that, though.
I gave you an assignment. I told you to go and see Veronica Welsh. Why didn't you?
I couldn't. Okay, I told you that I was buried here. I ate my lunch at my desk, and I never get out of here before 8 o'clock.
She came to us begging for help. Now, let's say you go there when it's more convenient and the child is dead. Still worried about where you eat your lunch?
Okay, I get it. I'll go by there today.
No, you don't get it. Have you ever felt desperate and out of control, Phil?
Yeah, I feel like that right now.
Your life is a walk in the park compared to these people. And if you don't get that, you shouldn't be here.
What, and give up show business?
Philip, you are so incredibly fired.
Hey, you busy?
Little. I leave Doug here for one afternoon. I got a mutant strain of TB growing in my sink.
Oh, okay. I don't want to interrupt.
No, Peter, come in. You never visit me. What am I gonna do? Turn you away?
I got off early. With Jillian gone, I don't have anything to do with my spare time.
I'm sure she'll be home soon.
Also, I got to thinking. You and I don't talk anymore.
We never talked.
Well, it's time to rectify that. We're brothers. We should go to a bar and throw a few brews back and get in touch. Don't you think?
You want to hang out with me?
Yeah.
What's going on? You got that look.
You get to go home early today. The Turton case is going to get kicked.
Why?
Her teacher, Mrs. Amos, developed an infection from her wounds. Went to the emergency room last night, died early this morning.
Oh, my God. Early this morning, Lizzie's teacher, Mrs. Amos, succumbed to an infection as a result of her injury. Her death changes the nature of this trial.
Your Honor, the state's attorney intends to file new charges.
Your Honor, witnesses have been sworn. Jeopardy is attached. That would be double jeopardy?
The state intends to file an additional complaint against the defendant for murder.
I understand.
In all likelihood, we'll want to take this out of juvenile matters.
Mr. Weems, we can talk about this in chambers.
What does that mean? Why did he say murder?
I am sorry. Court is adjourned.
But I couldn't kill anyone. I couldn't do that. Oh, God, no. Please, it's not true. No, it's not true.
You remember when I started writing stories in the 6th grade? Dad went to my teacher and he said, "Tell me the truth. Is this normal?"
Oh, those stories were incredible. The one about the guy who finds a Cro-Magnon man living in his basement.
You remember that one?
Sure. I thought you had a great imagination, and I never did have any.
Oh, that's not true.
Yes, it is. But I didn't care. I knew what I wanted. Dad's life, wife, job, and kids. And without that, I don't know who I am.
Jillian's coming home.
How do you know?
Because Mom's gonna kill her if she doesn't.
I don't want to lose her, Vincent. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You're my younger brother. I always had this image of explaining life to you. Women in particular, but you were always so successful with the girls.
Well, I'm not sure the girls would agree with that.
Jillian was only my second girlfriend. That is, the second woman I'd, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Been with.
Uh-huh.
You've probably been with dozens.
You want another Mai Tai?
So I guess you should give me advice.
Look, Peter, you're married. I'm not. You obviously know more about this than I do. You've taught me things.
We should just talk more. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Good.
Yeah.
Got any shoes? What do you know? I won. Come on, you win some, you lose some.
Leisha always lets me win.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea.
How come?
I used to let you in when you were little. But you're old enough to be a good sport now. I think it's important to learn.
So you don't like Leisha?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just disagree with her about this one thing. Besides, I hardly know her.
Does it bother you when I talk about her?
No. I'm glad you like her. Okay, time to go to bed.
If Daddy marries her, she'll be my stepmom, right?
Uh-huh. Sleep tight, baby.
Mommy, can I tell you something?
Of course.
I don't like Leisha.
Why not?
She wears too much perfume, and she talks to me like I'm a baby.
She does?
And she calls Daddy dumb names.
Like what?
Sugar Bear.
Yeah.
Are you mad at me because I don't like Leisha?
No. You can't help how you feel. But I do think it's important to find a couple things that you like about her and try to focus on that.
Okay, I'll try.
See you in the morning.
Okay.
Hey,
Hi.
where's the baby?
Sleep? I read your story.
Oh, Jillian, I'm sorry.
Don't be.
I know that the characters seem familiar, but they're really fictionalized. There's no excuse. If I hurt you, there's no excuse.
You actually helped me, Vincent.
How?
You made me see myself. I have become so obsessed with having a baby that it's consumed me. It's become my identity. You illustrated that very well.
It's like I'm a caricature or something.
No, Jillian, you're not.
I mean, why am I so frantic about having my own child? There are kids in the world who need parents, and we could help one of them. Peter's right. We should think about adoption.
Don't make any decisions based on my stupid story.
In that paragraph where you said the frantic need to have children is sometimes the frantic need to escape your own sad limitations.
I need to reword that.
The need to reinvent your own life, to recreate your own identity. That's what I was doing.
If I hurt you, I feel really bad. Calling it my work is not a justification.
Your job is to tell the truth. My job is to learn from it.
Hey, you got a nice, nasty custody case this morning. Pleasant change from yesterday.
They're trying Lizzie Turton as an adult.
I heard.
I'll never see her again. I'll probably never even know what happened.
Part of the job, I'm afraid. You have to try to put it out of your mind.
What, the image of a woman trying to drown her daughter over and over?
I know. It's hard.
And I worry about missing my kid's dance recital.
Those things are a pain in the ass, aren't they?
Oh, right. You have to go to them, too.
I mean, none of the kids know how to dance. They're always bumping into each other.
They go on forever.
They're in the middle of the afternoon.
And if you don't make it, you've ruined your kid's life.
You get the lip.
Glad you're around, Bruce.
I'm glad I can help. Okay, well, you're late. Let's go.
What's going on?
I'm bringing your baby home. May I come in? Miss Welsh, this is your lucky day. Dumping your baby on a social worker would normally be grounds for termination of parental rights. But I believe that mothers should be with their babies when at all possible. I promised you help. I didn't provide it. But I'm here now, and we're going to work out your problem.
What do you mean?
Well, we're going to sit down, make a list. I'm going to outline ways that you can reduce your stress, ways that you can get financial
I don't
help so
wanna
you don't
do
have
this.
to work so hard. Do what?
I don't want her back.
You don't mean that.
Look, you don't understand. I have been going crazy trying to take care of her. And when she was with you, I only felt relieved. And it made me realize that I'm not in any shape to take care of a child.
Veronica, you've clearly had a hard time. But don't make a decision you'll later regret.
I don't think I'm gonna regret it.
She's your flesh and blood.
I know. But honestly, when I look at her, I just don't feel that much.
If I take her away, she'll go into the system. And you'll have an even harder fight to get her back. It may never happen.
I understand that. And as long as I know that she's being taken care of, I can live with it.
Veronica, please.
Look, my parents didn't want me, and they made me pay for it. I don't want Nicolette to know what that feels like.
That's a cop-out.
Okay, call it whatever you want. Just take her. Take her. Take her.
All right. If this is the choice you're making.
It is.
Hey, where have you been?
talking. I had to find a placement for Nicolette. Her mother won't take her back.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Where are you going?
To the movies. Lauren got asked to a sleepover, so I'm free.
What are you going to see?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm in it for the popcorn. You want to come?
No, thanks. I'm a little exhausted. Where's everybody else?
Jillian went back to Peter. Vincent finished his story and went home. Your house is your own again.
You're kidding.
Sure you won't be lonely by yourself?
I can't wait to find out.
See ya.
Al? Carbohydrates and caffeine. I certainly hope that isn't your breakfast.
I had tofu and broccoli before you got here. But thanks for the concern.
Mind telling me why I was called out here away from my own hearty meal?
Came across one of these. Hey, come here.
Ah, yes. A handcuffed child. That would be my department.
Well, I have to admit, he wasn't actually handcuffed when I found him.
I'm Maxine Gray. I'm a social worker. What's your name?
Manual.
Manual. Manual what?
Manual labor.
Well, you didn't have to drag me out here. I could have come and seen Mr. Labor in detention.
Well, there's something here I think you ought to see.
If Officer Bonero undoes those cuffs, you promise not to run away?
Sure. Because I could ditch you to a fossils with a brisk walk.
Al?
That was an encouraging pat on the head, because he is so amusing.
You've been squatting here? This place is unquestionably toxic. We're probably getting cancer right this very moment. You didn't think about that, did you?
Over 24 hours, you ingest about the same amount of carcinogen as smoking a quarter pack a day. So I quit smoking. Comes out about even.
Okay. Maybe you did think about it.
Not your average street rat.
We should call NASA. Tell them they're missing a few things.
Lauren is 1 minute late for school. 1 minute. And Mrs. Schlewe made her get a pass from the office. Is that fair?
It's part of our education.
I suppose your daughter's never late. Okay. You're a better parent than I am.
No, I have a better alarm clock.
What's this?
Notice from appellate court.
What do they want?
The clerk is asking us to assemble the case record on Spellman versus Harper, the one you set aside the jury's verdict.
Oh, my God.
Here's a shocker. It turns out your name is not manual labor.
It isn't?
Joaquin Acosta, age 15, in DCF custody since 1997. Have your parents or any other family member contacted you since then?
Yeah, when Murphy graduated Harvard and when Chip married into the royal family.
You steal these computers and then you sell them, is that correct?
Counterfactual. I find them in dumpsters and rehabilitate them. Like what you people do to kids.
Quite the little entrepreneur.
Look at me. I have a job. I'm healthy. No scurvy, scabies, or scoliosis. Now why can't you people just let me alone?
Joaquin, back again. Hurrah, hurrah. A word?
We can't leave you alone because you're 15 years old and you're living in a carcinogenic waste dump. That's a big-brained little boy.
He's a chronic runaway. He's bolted from every foster family we've placed him with.
Well, this thing about computers, where is his educational assessment?
Forwarded to the last school that expelled him. As you may have guessed, he was off the charts in both math and language. His IQ is over 150.
150? The boy's a genius.
Yes, especially when it comes to burning foster families, being expelled from school, and running away.
The police have him on trespassing, then there's the truancy. If any of those computers turn out to be stolen, he'll be sentenced to Long Lane. Maybe they'll be able to control him.
You want to incarcerate him?
Save yourself the heartache.
That's awfully big of you, Susie. Thinking of my emotions first and not your placement statistics.
We can't help all of them. We have to pick and choose. Trust me. Don't choose Joaquin.
Marcy Noble, age 6, was admitted to St. Timothy's Hospital last month after a series of seizures. The 23rd hospitalization since her birth.
What's the medical explanation?
Well, that's the problem, Your Honor. There's no explanation.
Marcy failed to thrive as an infant. She's been plagued by a series of chronic illnesses since birth.
It's the state's assertion that Marcy is sick because her mother's making her sick.
That is completely false.
Mr. Morton.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
The state is alleging that Miss Noble suffers from a syndrome known as Munchausen by proxy, a rare form of child abuse in which the parent or caregiver makes another person ill to gratify his or her own need for attention. We're requesting an order of temporary custody.
Your Honor.
Is there imminent physical danger?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. Marcy Noble's seizures are increasing in intensity and frequency.
Okay. Now, Mr. Morton.
Your Honor, Ms. Noble is a loving, devoted parent of a chronically ill child. The guilty party here is the HMO system, a system my client has publicly backed.
Publicity is an important component of Munchausen syndrome.
It took 18 months before they approved a visit to a neurologist. When they finally got to see the specialist, he refused to do the necessary tests, citing cost as a factor. Ms. Noble has testified to Congress on the subject of health care. She has devoted her life to her daughter and in the process helped thousands of other Americans. All the while, Your Honor, raising 2 other children who are, by the way, healthy and thriving.
Thank you, Mr. Morton. I'd like to hear from Marcy's physician. Let's continue this tomorrow morning at 10. Next case.
I'm really sorry, Judge Gray.
About what?
The appeal?
It's been decided?
What? Oh, no. That it's happening.
You scared me, Donna.
Sorry.
His family name is Robertson. He's a retired police officer. She teaches high school chemistry.
Gee, can I call him Mom and Dad?
You may have had bad luck with foster parents in the past, but these people are good eggs.
They're gonna have rules.
There are many more rules in detention, which is where some people think you belong. May I ask you something? When were you last challenged? And no smart mouth, okay? Please just answer the question.
In 3rd grade, there was this teacher said if anyone could figure out the surface area of a sphere, there'd be no homework.
You figured out the surface area of a sphere at age 8.
I was 6 in the 3rd grade.
Stu Collins said I violated the sanctity of the jury room. Yeah, well, did he mean that in a bad way? Hey, Bruce, you think you could drop those transcripts off on the way home? Yeah, okay. Okay. I can wait till tomorrow. Bye.
Lauren! What is that?
What are you doing?
Practicing my dribbling.
You're dribbling? Since when do you dribble?
Uncle Vincent taught me.
Well, you're not allowed to dribble in the house.
But it's dark outside.
That's because it's late and you should be in bed.
I still have spelling homework.
How could you leave it so late?
You're cranky.
Yeah, I'm cranky. I trust you to get your work done.
All right, okay.
Excuse me?
You're not fun anymore.
Honey, what's the matter?
I'm getting appealed.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm not supposed to take it personally.
I sure as hell would. People thinking I made a bad decision.
Well, everyone gets appealed.
Yeah. But it's so soon. And, your first jury case. Well, it's water under the bridge.
fried egg sandwich on a hard roll to go.
Okay, that'll be $2.25, please.
Judge Gray.
Stu, here you are.
Join me.
I'm just getting something to go.
While you wait, then. I guess you heard.
You're appealing my decision.
Nothing personal.
Guess I have to commend you on how quickly you work.
Well, it's not every day that a brand new judge throws out a jury verdict. I wasn't about to let any grass grow into that one.
Well, as long as it's not personal.
Regardless of how this thing works out, I hope that we can maintain a professional friendship.
Why? I'm in juvenile matters. You're a civil litigator. It's unlikely that we'd meet again.
Okay. Forget the professional aspect. We could just be friends.
Here again, I fail to see the advantage.
Wow, this appeal really has you hacked, doesn't it?
Stu, we didn't like each other in law school. I see no reason to change that.
Amy, you're not gonna last very long in this job if you don't learn to distance yourself.
Fried egg in a row.
That's me. Here we go.
Goodbye, Judge Gray. May the best man win, so to speak.
I first treated Marcy when she was 2 years old. Her symptoms were always the same. Unexplained fevers, seizures, and vomiting. She's been tested for everything under the sun, but the cause of her illness remains elusive.
What made you finally call DCF?
After Marcy's last seizure, I ran a blood test and discovered her medication present at alarming levels, far beyond what I prescribed. That's when I made the call.
But it was a blood test that I asked him to perform.
Mrs. Noble, you'll have your chance.
I'm sorry, but I simply can't. Okay. I'm sorry.
So you're saying the same medication that can stop the seizures can cause them?
If she were given enough of an extra dosage, yes.
Did anyone actually see Mrs. Noble administer the drug?
No.
Emily Noble meets every characteristic of Munchausen by proxy. She's a former medical office worker. She's proactive, almost obsessive about her daughter's medical treatment, and she loves the publicity.
I do not. But I will do whatever I have to get help for my daughter, and if that means standing in front of a camera or testifying before Congress, then I will do it. Doctors don't like to be challenged. But when it's your own child, then...
Dr. Eden is a mandated reporter.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but my client is bearing two burdens, the illness of her child and this specious attack.
All right. Everybody just be quiet for a moment. How precarious is the child's situation?
At her current rate of deterioration, she won't live to see her next birthday.
All right. Let's proceed to trial.
Get that. Thank you.
What on earth is all this?
Great. Cookie dough ice cream, microwave bagel dogs, and beer.
That's not food.
Yeah, it is. It's bachelor food. Doug moved in with his girlfriend, and he took the refrigerator.
Well, why didn't you buy it from him?
Because it's the only thing in the apartment she approved of, including Doug.
So now you get all the peace and quiet you need.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't afford peace and quiet.
What about that huge advance from your publisher?
That comes in increments. Very small increments.
Are you thinking of moving in here?
Here. No.
You looking for a roommate?
Yeah, you know of anybody?
Brenda McGregor.
Brenda McGregor's 64 years old.
I'll put up a note on the bulletin board at work.
Ah, great. Lawyers and felons.
If you have to choose, take the felon.
So I got to the end of the week to find somebody. The lease is up and the landlord is circling.
Don't even think about moving back here.
How many times did I say no?
Watch out for that old reverse psychology.
Which one of us, him or me?
Maxine, I hate to interrupt.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, what?
The expression of smug superiority is neither seemly nor attractive.
I know. The number of times I've seen it plastered on your face, I should know.
Is there a problem with Joaquin Acosta?
You'll recall I tried to spare you the time and heartache. A certain amount of triage is necessary.
Did he skip school?
No, it's one way of putting it.
Get to the point.
Maxine, you've trumped me numerous times. I will give you that, but I'm not wrong this time. You shouldn't have bet on this kid.
Susie, for God's sake.
I got a call from the cops. He's run away. Have we learned nothing here today?
So you're a psychology grad student? You must put in a lot of hours at school.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be spending much time here. And I have quite a substantial fellowship in case you're worried about rent. I'm kind of a loner, so you wouldn't have the anxiety of wild parties. Also, I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, join the club.
Decided to put my social life on hold until I achieve my career goals.
That shows a lot of focus, Ted.
Oh, is that your grandfather?
No, that's Albert Einstein.
Einstein. I also noticed some bagels in the kitchen. Are you Jewish?
No. Would that matter if I was?
Oh, hey, got nothing against them. It's just that they own everything, you know. Run the country. I don't have to live with them, too.
So you're a psychology student?
Yeah.
That means someday troubled people will come to you for help?
Yeah.
Great.
Marcy was born almost 2 months premature. First, her kidneys failed, and she went on dialysis. And then she got pneumonia. She should have died. Everybody told me that. But she didn't. Marcy's always had a very strong will to survive.
When did your daughter's seizures begin?
Just after Marcy was born, I went in and checked on her in her crib, and she wasn't breathing. The doctors couldn't tell us why it had happened. They said it was one of those things, and they sent us home.
Isn't it true that after her first birthday, Marcy's health improved?
Yeah, for a little while. Then it was asthma and allergic reactions. Then it was her digestive tract. They said she had Crohn's disease, but she didn't. And then when the seizures started, they said it was epilepsy, but it wasn't. All the tests and all the pain that she's had. And nobody can help us. I mean, that's the reason I went public. Not just for myself, but for all the other sick children and their parents.
The record says that in recent years you started to treat Marcy yourself. You gave her injections, you changed her feeding tubes.
Yes, that's because my insurance was running out. I can't afford in-home help, and I do have a medical background.
Mrs. Noble, did you give Marcy any seizure medication during your last visit?
No.
Then how do you explain the orderly's contention that you were seen leaning over your daughter just before her last seizure?
I was brushing her teeth.
So what I'm hearing is that we have no proof whatsoever that Mrs. Noble is responsible for her daughter's condition.
There is a preponderance.
Well, this is a court of law, Mr. Plymouth. It requires proof, not pure allegation. You're asking me to rule off a gut feeling. Are you already laying grounds for an appeal?
With all due respect, Your Honor, we're more concerned with Marcy Noble than the appellate court.
Well, I'm concerned about Marcy, too. Since her mother's influence is the one variable in question, I'm going to issue a temporary restraining order against Emily Noble. She's not to see her daughter for a period of 1 week.
No. Please.
Objection, Your Honor. Marcy Noble is very ill. To deny her her mother at this time would be very traumatic.
I see no other way, Mr. Morton, and it's only for a short time.
Oh, my God.
If Marcy's condition changes in either direction, we'll be closer to an explanation. This court's in recess.
You want me to hope my daughter stays sick? What kind of person are you?
If he is so smart, why would he come back here?
Because he's a child. Al, put those things away. What are you hiding, Joaquin?
Nothing?
Nothing. That's not a genius answer.
Come on. What's happening? What's happening? Come here. Was this your girlfriend?
Give it. Huh? May I see that, please? Somebody important to you?
My mother.
Then you'd better take care of it.
Medical records?
Great. More reading.
What's that?
The latest research on Munchausen's by proxy syndrome. Since when do you care what I'm reading? You thought I was reading Stu Collins' brief on my appeal, didn't you? Well, so what if I was?
Took a friendly interest, I'm sorry.
You think the fact that I'm being appealed has made me inflexible in the courtroom, don't you?
Since when do you care what I think?
I'm being presented with allegations and guesses. I'm being forced to make a decision without any hard evidence. Excuse me for being a little cranky.
Just ask what you were reading.
I mean, Emily Noble could either be a psycho or a saint. And when I look at her, I honestly can't tell. So my demands on counsel have nothing to do with the appeal. I've almost completely forgotten about it. As a matter of fact.
I can see that.
Your Honor, despite a history as a runaway, Joaquin Acosta was placed in the home of Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Robertson after he was found living in an abandoned warehouse. Not surprisingly, he took the first opportunity to run away again, which puts him in contempt of court. At this time, the state would like to suggest that he be sent to Long Lane.
Has the boy committed any other crime?
Just truancy, Your Honor.
There is the outstanding question of computers found in his possession.
Judge Fowler, if I may.
Oh, one of yours, Miss Gray.
I'm not completely satisfied Joaquin was actually running away.
Your Honor, Ms. Gray is the social worker who apprehended him.
On reflection, Joaquin may simply have been visiting his former domicile to pick up personal effects, in which case I would suggest he simply be returned to his foster home.
All right, then. Pending the discovery of whether or not the computer components were stolen, I'll bind the matter over for trial.
Judge, I'd like to represent myself.
Young man, are you saying you want to act as your own counsel?
I realize the significance of my request, Your Honor, but my lawyer, Mr. Burroughs, and I seem to disagree on the best way to proceed. Therefore, I would like to represent myself.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
How old are you?
I'll be 16 in 7 months, sir.
Has Joaquin received any sort of educational assessment from DCF?
Yes, Your Honor. He's well above average on all levels.
He seems a little crazy to me. Any history of mental illness?
No, Your Honor.
He's just a smartass.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's not typical.
Neither is Joaquin. Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Judge Gray.
How'd you know it was me?
I memorized the cadence of your walk. Very authoritative, yet kind and fair.
Oh. Well, thank you.
I'm thinking of signing up for Krav Maga. You know what that is?
Some kind of self-defense?
Israeli army. Can't be too careful in this city.
Yeah.
Do you want to take part?
No. I think I'll just depend on my authoritative walk.
Judge Gray, do you have siblings?
2. Why?
May I ask if you got along with them?
Mostly. Why?
I live with my sister, but we're not speaking right now. She disapproves of my husband, which is completely narrow-minded of her because she's never even met Oscar. Just because he's in jail, she thinks he's a bad person.
Well, people are funny that way.
But if she loves me, don't you think she should just accept my husband for who he is?
Ordinarily, I'd say yes, but Oscar is a special case. I mean, being convicted for murder is not a personality quirk.
But he didn't
Even
do
if
it.
he didn't do it, there is a stigma attached. So give your sister some time to deal with it.
I wish you were my sister.
Donna!
Sorry. Thanks.
It's not very big.
Excuse me?
The apartment. There's hardly room enough to spit.
You spit a lot?
What about parking?
Street parking, but I never had a problem.
Yeah, you wouldn't blow sunshine up my ass, would you?
No, I don't think I'd do that.
What about the telephone?
One line, but we could get two if you think we need it.
Yeah, I do most of my work on the phone.
You a telemarketer?
Sure. I'm a telemarketer. What am I wearing? Chanel number 5. Oh, you want me to touch myself? I will if you will. Yeah, I do accents too. French, Irish, Ebonics.
I understand the rules already, but you have to let me see her.
I'm sorry, I can't go against a court order.
Please, she is my child.
Who's paged? What's going on?
My daughter is dying, and he still won't let me in to see her.
Well, if he did, he'd be breaking the law. Mrs. Noble, what happened?
Marcy's had a series of seizures.
I paged you, Judge. Marcy's mom has had no contact with her. I'm asking the no visitation order be vacated.
Please, Judge Gray, I have to be with my baby.
Mr. Plymouth?
We're not satisfied there's been no contact.
My client never entered the hospital room. I believe she's shown great
Oh,
restraint.
my God, my daughter is dying in there, and I am out here arguing in a corridor.
We have statements confirming Mrs. Noble's been on the ward. How do we know she didn't enter Marcy's room?
Oh, do you really think I would jeopardize everything like that?
No one saw her enter the room?
No, Your Honor.
All I wanted to be was close to her. My daughter is dying, Judge. What would you have done in that situation? Please, I am begging you. Don't let her die alone. Please, just try to imagine how I feel. Please.
I can't risk it. I stand by my ruling. If she defies it, she is to be arrested.
What?
Are you prepared to live with this on your conscience?
Yes, I am. Get your client to go home.
How can you do this? My God, if this was your child, what would you have done?
I before E except after C, remember?
I hate that rule.
You hate all rules. You're a rule hater.
What's up?
Oh, I can't believe you circled this guy. He's a former Green Beret.
He's probably very neat.
And handy with a flamethrower.
What's for dinner?
Cold pizza?
It's perfect. No school today.
I think I'll go upstairs where it's quiet.
She's still angry? That was 2 days ago. I wasn't all that cranky.
She's your daughter. She clings.
I don't cling.
This guy's a snake trainer.
He wouldn't necessarily bring his work home with him.
When do I cling?
I noticed you circled only men.
Oh, I'm sure that's a coincidence.
You're talking about this appeal, aren't you?
That's one example.
I don't know why it's got me all worked up.
You like to be right. You got that from your father.
My father?
Now you've passed it on to Lauren.
Hey, you still mad?
Nope.
Honey, you can tell the truth. Lauren, I'm sorry if I'm not always in the best mood, especially lately. But I'm just like anybody else. Got my good days and my bad days. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. But now you gotta let it go.
I have to read this by tomorrow. You're not the only one with pressure.
You're right.
She regained consciousness early this morning.
Any long-term effects of the seizures?
Not as far as we can tell. She seems fine, given what she's been through.
Hi, Marcy. I'm Judge Gray. How are you feeling?
Where's my mom?
You're gonna see her in a few days.
Why can't I see her now?
Marcy, right now I need to ask you some questions. About yesterday, when you got sick.
I'm always sick.
Do you remember your first seizure?
I was thirsty.
Did anyone bring you a drink?
Sometimes when I'm thirsty from the tubes, my mother gives me bits of ice.
Is that what happened yesterday?
I can't really remember. I don't think so.
Well, we need to know, Marcy. Big decisions depend on it.
Are you trying to take me away from my mother?
I'm just trying to help.
I don't want to leave my mom. She does everything for me. I'll die without her.
I'm not trying to hurt you. Just trying to help.
Then why'd you tell her she couldn't see me? She's my mother. She needs to be with me.
Well, Marcy, it's a complicated situation. Who told you that?
What?
That I wouldn't let your mother see you? Did your mother tell you that? When did she tell you?
She gave me the ice.
My God, she puts the drug in the ice.
Judge Gray, I'm not certain the girl's memories can be trusted, given that she suffered so many seizures.
It's a good argument for appeal, Mr. Morton.
Is it over? Can I go in now? Can I see Marcy?
No, Mrs. Noble, you cannot. I'm granting an OTC pending a criminal investigation.
Oh, my God. This isn't happening.
Just save the histrionics for the cameras, Mrs. Noble.
You're a mother. How can you deny
Yeah, I'm a mother. You're lucky that has nothing to do with my judgment. You're lucky I have to be objective.
So you're married?
Yes.
And your husband?
Is away. All the time.
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to law school at night, so you'll probably never even see me around here.
Huh.
I'm a very, clean and private person, Vincent. And since I have a wheat, lactose, and gluten sensitivity, my diet is very restricted. So you'll never find me stealing your food.
Oh, well, good.
This apartment's really quite spacious. How do you feel about cats?
I'm against him.
Wonderful. I have an allergy to cat dander. You should see me 10 minutes in the same building with a cat. My face swells up like a basketball.
Well, that won't be a problem. So, Miss Kozlowski Pant.
Oh, Donna, please.
Donna, I think this could work out.
That'd be great. Really desperate to get out of my current situation. This apartment isn't far from work.
Now, where do you work?
Hartford County Courthouse. I'm a court clerk. I got your name off of the bulletin board there.
Maybe you know my sister, Amy Gray. She's a judge there.
Oh, my God. You're Judge Gray's brother? I work for Judge Gray.
Wow. That's weird. Small world, huh? So, when do you think you could move in?
Okay, wait.
What?
I couldn't possibly become your roommate without Judge Gray's approval.
Why?
I don't know. Could be a conflict of interest or something.
Donna, I really don't think that Amy would care where you live.
Couldn't take the chance. I mean, Judge Gray is my mentor. If this would make her uncomfortable, I absolutely couldn't do it.
So none of the computers were stolen?
Well, not that we could find.
Then there are no criminal charges against me at all?
Not that we can find.
Then there's no reason to send me to a secure facility.
Mr. Acosta, that's for me to decide.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we're not arguing that Mr. Acosta has to be locked up because he's a criminal. We're arguing that he should be assigned to a secure setting where he can't run away and live in abandoned warehouses.
Your Honor, I would like to call Maxine Gray to the stand.
Oh, hell.
Consider yourself sworn in.
What do you see when you look at me, Miss Gray?
A very intelligent boy in danger of ruining his life.
How intelligent?
I think the ruining his life part of that sentence is more pertinent.
Have you ever met anyone as smart as me?
No.
I taught myself to read. I taught myself to fix computers. I've taught myself everything all my life. Now, can you find one reason why I couldn't teach myself to live alone?
You mean, earn a living, pay the bills, stay clean? Yes, you could do all of that. But you're still a complete idiot when it comes to life.
Hey, objection.
Which is all right. 15-year-old boys are supposed to be idiots. There are things you don't understand. Things that come not from intelligence, but from experience.
Name one.
One? Social skills, for example? He has a mouth on him.
I'm not going to be learning much about social skills in jail now, am I?
Long Lane is not a jail, Your Honor.
Well, Ms. Lemieux, you can dance around the semantics all you want. When you're locked up, it's jail.
Miss Gray, you're experienced. What do you think I should do with him?
I did have one idea, but it's a long shot. Bright Horizons is a residential program, college prep.
Forget it.
You'd have your own place.
Why is it a long shot?
Oh, waiting lists, admissions requirements. It would have to be a unanimous recommendation. Your Honor, Mr. Burroughs, Ms. Lemieux, myself, and, of course, my supervisor.
Maxine, make it happen.
I thought you'd be interested to know the criminal division has issued a warrant on Emily Noble's arrest.
I hope they bury her under the jail.
What about the presumption of innocence?
I'll leave that to the jury. I know where I stand.
Ms. Gray.
Don't go away. Stuart?
I guess you heard.
What?
Judge Jackson upheld your verdict. My appeal was denied.
When?
This morning?
Huh. Well, I guess I was thinking about more important matters.
Congratulations.
You don't mean that.
Well, the upside is you don't have to hate me.
Not for the appeal, anyway.
Look, now that all this is over, can I take you out to dinner?
You're asking me out?
For dinner.
Why?
Because I appreciate a worthy opponent.
Stuart, the judge is not the opponent. The opposing counsel is. And besides, it's professionally unsound.
Well, you said it yourself. We're in different divisions. There's no conflict of interest.
But I don't even like you.
I bet I can change your mind.
Okay, I know what this is. I didn't let you get away with anything in my courtroom, and then you were unable to overturn my ruling. Your male ego is hurt, and now you want to compensate by turning me into a girl.
That's ridiculous. I'm fully aware that you're a formidable woman.
Well, let me put it this way. I'd rather lick my floors clean than have one drink with you.
And what was that about?
The verdict stands.
Congratulations. Anything else?
Yeah. You asked me out.
And you said no.
Bruce, what do you think?
Good.
Donna, Judge Gray, what are you doing here? Judge Gray, Vincent and I are here to ask your permission to live together.
What?
Donna feels like she needs your seal of approval to be my roommate.
You're your roommate. Donna.
Donna's going to be your roommate?
I saw the notice at work on the bulletin board. I had no idea he was your brother, Judge Gray. I swear.
You don't need my approval, Donna.
That's what I said.
I mean, it's a free country. Do what you want.
It wouldn't bother you?
No. Well, good then. Let's have some champagne. I've already approved of Donna, and I heard a rumor that someone's verdict was upheld.
Oh, wow. That's great. I'm so not surprised.
Congratulations, Amy.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, can I make the speech?
Of course. Go ahead.
Some people believe that before we're born, when we're still in spirit form, we make a deal with the universe, choose the families we're born into. We have different reasons based on the lessons we need to learn. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I chose mine. But it's obvious why Judge Gray chose hers. I'm just really glad I could be a part of it. God bless us, everyone.
Amen. That's lucky.
When the heat lightning cracks the shadows,
perhaps
in the calm of the wind, blows the breeze down your street. You're peering up in your eyes and remember forever. And what is forever? But a good hard glance at what's happening now.
Okay. The matter of Yolanda, Evelyn, and Kelly Blair. See, we finally have all the parties assembled. I knew it was possible, even with flu season and multiple scheduling conflicts. Mr. Huebner, why'd you kick us off?
Thank you, Your Honor. DCF got involved with the Blair family 3 years ago when Janice Blair was arrested for child abuse and possession of narcotics. Since then, Yolanda, Evelyn, and Kelly have been in and out of foster care, and it seems that we now have a situation.
But I'm in the middle of a neglect here.
Sorry, it's Judge Artel's orders. You gotta go. Grab your things. Let's go.
What is this? What's going on?
Mr. Cronith has a hearing in Department 5.
Mr. Cronith has a hearing here.
Sorry, Judge Gray. Let's go. Go with me.
Van Exel, Judge Gray, CSO. She needs to talk to him.
I used to work for Judge Artel. He picks his nose on the bench.
I see. He's on the bench.
Picking his nose, no doubt. Yeah, this is Judge Gray. What's an emergency? Mm-hmm. You tell him I need to talk to him right away. He's in session. He won't talk to me. Come on, Bruce. I'm gonna pay a little visit to Judge Artel.
You go, girl! I mean, Judge Gray.
How dare he disrupt my courtroom?
He dares because he's criminal court and you're juvenile in the family.
So?
You ever noticed that we're the bastard stepchild of the state court system?
See about that.
So it could not possibly have been my client who accosted Mrs. Grayson. At the time of the attack, he was attending his son's bar mitzvah.
Excuse me, Your Honor. A moment.
Who are you? This is Judge Gray, Your Honor, Department C.
So, it could not...
You disrupted my courtroom, and I would like to know why.
Mr. Cronith represents a defendant in an aggravated assault case. He was scheduled to appear in my court before me this morning for trial. Now, I cannot run my court with the defense attorney downstairs in some neglect case.
The lives of 3 children are at stake, Judge Artel, and Mr. Cronith was scheduled to appear in my court.
Well, I'm sure you can reschedule your hearing for some other time, my dear. This arraignment will not wait.
Well, neither can these children. I am a Superior Court judge. Not only have you disrespected me and my court, but you're being arrogant and incredibly short-sighted. If I don't take care of these kids and their problem today, they're gonna be your problem tomorrow. Let's go.
I wouldn't if I were you, Mr. Corwin.
Now, unless you want to be found in contempt.
Which is exactly what's going to happen to you if you leave this courtroom.
I don't think so.
I do.
I've issued a protective order holding you in my session. So you're mine, Mr. Croneth.
Judge Brooks will hear about this.
I'll make sure he gets a copy of the order.
Try to make us seem sort of warm and friendly.
But of substantial means. No girl's gonna give us her baby if she doesn't think we can support it and put it through college.
Honey, that was the problem with our last letter. It sounded like a corporate report.
But honey, we've got to find a way to stand out, and one of our assets is our financial stability.
Here's a thought. How about we just write an honest account of who you are and how you feel about being parents? Okay. How about this? Dear birth mother, our dream has always been to have a child. Despite the material comforts of our life, we feel we're missing something essential.
That's better.
Hello.
Donna, hey, this is my brother and sister-in-law, Peter and Jillian Gray.
Donna Kozlowski-Pant.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your whole family.
How's your weekend?
Great.
And Oscar is?
Fine. Well, I better go get ready for work.
She's the woman who married that guy who hacked his mother to death?
Yep. Went to visit him this weekend.
Are you still going to sobriety meetings every day? No. It's got to be every day, Mr. Levin. We discussed that.
Thanks.
Well, I want to hear from you next week.
Do you have a medical requisition form? I've got a kid who's lost his glasses. He can't see without.
Why don't you give him one of yours?
What?
Maxine, you got a pair on your head and one around your neck.
I spent half an hour looking for these.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, ladies. Bad news. Jeff Gilbert just quit. We won't be able to replace him for 6 months.
Oh, no.
I have 35 cases already. Now you have 40.
Oh, this one needs attention immediately. 11-year-old boy picked up for arson 3 days ago, been in detention ever since. Won't give anyone his real name. You need to get down there.
Susie, I can barely take care of my cases as it is.
Well, Maxine, you're just going to have to cut back on those extra helpful little things you do for your clients. Stick to the bare minimum. Jane, I really would like to talk to you for
What extra helpful little things?
You know, home visits, parental assessments, meeting your clients face to face.
What is a grandmother? I'll tell you what she is. She's somebody who still has to work.
Your Honor, Seth Reynolds' fourth grade physical education teacher reported seeing welts on Seth's legs 2 months ago. When he asked Seth what they were, Seth said that they were the result of a spanking that he'd received from his father the day before. The teacher reported this to DCF, and DCF investigated.
When I spoke to Seth's father, Dr. Brent Reynolds, he readily admitted to having hit the boy with his belt and said that it was his usual form of discipline.
Your Honor, since when has spanking been against the law? And who is DCF to tell parents how to discipline their children?
Your Honor, may I say something?
Please.
I'm a physician. I know the difference between a spanking and child abuse. This whole thing's ridiculous. I love my son. I would never hurt him.
Miss Feinberg, you said the reports indicated there were welts on the boy?
The teacher reported them, but they disappeared by the time we investigated, so I didn't actually see them.
This all seems a little thin to me, Mr. McDermott.
We're not requesting a change of custody, Your Honor. However, we're concerned that the petition be issued and that parenting issues be addressed in this family.
Look, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I occasionally spank Seth with the soft end of a belt, and only when he's fully clothed. It is not an act of anger. It is a reasoned response to bad behavior.
We contend that Dr. Reynolds' form of discipline is protected by his constitutional right to freedom of religion.
Oh, really? And how's that?
It's our argument that corporal punishment is an act of love, sanctioned by the Bible. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Well, the Bible also says if your right hand offends you, cut it off. A literal interpretation of the Bible can be a dangerous thing.
Your Honor, my son is very well adjusted. He's a straight-A student. I make a good income, and I've never so much as had a traffic ticket. Why the heck am I here?
You are alleged to have abused your child, Dr. Reynolds. I'm going to appoint a court investigator to talk to all parties involved and report back to me tomorrow. If possible.
Behave myself in school, or smart talk my mom, or I hit my sister, stuff like that.
Does the spanking leave marks on you?
Sometimes. Red ones, but they go away. He only spanks me when he has to. I'm very strong-willed.
Do the spankings hurt?
The belt does.
Do you cry?
I try not to.
And what happens afterwards?
He tells me he loves me.
Yeah, he's my brother. Thinks he's bad. Likes to be called Wu-Tang. That's CJ.
How old is CJ?
I don't know. 11, 12. Wouldn't exactly be having birthday parties at my house. There's 7 of us.
And nobody noticed he was missing?
CJ always missing.
You were arrested for assault and battery, and it says here you haven't been to school in 3 months. Where are your parents?
Older sister took care of us most of the time. Me and her got in a fight. Messed up pretty bad. She threw us out the house.
Where have you and CJ been staying?
Here and there. Sometimes we stay with friends. Sometimes we stay in the park. It gets pretty cold in the park.
Okay, Tasha, we're gonna find you and CJ someplace to stay.
What about here? I've been here before. I like it.
This is just a temporary facility. I think we can do better than this. According to the psych evaluation, Tasha shows the beginning stages of schizophrenia. CJ was diagnosed with oppositional defiance disorder.
Which means he's an adolescent.
No, these kids are really damaged, Susie. CJ has everything going against him. Suicide attempts, arrest for arson, a sexual assault charge pending.
Sexual assault?
He was discovered having unwanted sexual relations with an unwilling neighbor girl, age 8.
Well, that'll make him an easy placement.
No, I have located the grandmother. I'm hoping to place them there.
Maxine, what do you want from me?
I need to go and talk to the grandmother, and it might put me a little behind.
Use the phone.
All I have is an address.
Maxine, you have to learn how to prioritize.
Prioritize?
Maybe 10 years ago, you could do things at a leisurely pace.
10 years ago, this department was about taking care of children. And 10 years ago, I would have fired somebody like you, Miss Nixon. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, I used to take care of them. They all lived with me. But it just got so I couldn't control them. The mother and her drugs, she pretty much left them high and dry.
Do you think, with some aid, that you could take care of Tasha and CJ?
Well, I could look in on them every now and then.
Miss Kettler, they need more than someone to look in on them. They're children. They need a full-time parent or two.
Well, I can't have children here.
I understand. But your grandchildren are in a detention facility. Are there any relatives, anyone that you can think of that might be willing to care for them?
They have a father out there somewhere.
What's his name?
Jerry something.
Well, thank you for your time, Miss Kettler.
Be sure and give them my love now.
I'm sorry, Maxine, but there aren't any beds. There are only 2 locked psychiatric facilities in the entire state that even accept kids.
Fine, let's go outside the state then.
We're not going to find anything, especially after the holidays.
You did the evaluation, Ernie. You're the one who says they need inpatient care.
Yeah, I know, but at least half the kids in detention need inpatient care. That doesn't mean they're going to get it. Oh, Lord, I guess I could put them on a waiting list.
They can't wait. They have nowhere to live. They're sleeping in the park. I can't place them in a foster home or group home because of their violent behavior.
I have at least 33 cases that are just as pressing, Maxine. I don't know what to tell you.
Tell me you're going to find them a bed.
I can't.
Just a moment. For heaven's sake, these are 2 screwed up, crazy kids, and no one gives a damn about them. Now, I know they're not very appealing. A 10-year-old sexual predator who sets fires and his violent sister are never going to be foster care poster children. But they need help.
Maxine, you have your cases, I have mine.
I am so sick of the numbing indifference of this system. I'm not leaving this damn office until you do something.
All right.
All right, what?
All right. I'll find you a bed.
2 beds in the same facility.
All right. I'm sure everyone has a copy of the investigator's report. He's recommending that a clinical parenting assessment of the Reynolds be undertaken and that Dr. Reynolds be referred to parenting classes. Having read the report and having spoken to Seth myself, I'm adopting these recommendations. I'm giving Dr. Reynolds the opportunity to comply with the plan. If he attends the classes, I'm confident that this matter will be over in a few months.
This is outrageous, Your Honor. The state has no business telling parents whether they can or can't spank, and you know that. This is a violation of my client's constitutional rights.
On the contrary, Mr. Sweet, the Constitution does not protect parental discipline that threatens the well-being of a child. It is my belief that there is a real risk that this practice could lead to serious injury.
May I speak?
Of course.
I'm sure you're well-intentioned, Your Honor, but I have to respectfully disagree. I don't believe that I can or will comply with this plan.
Well, I'm not asking you to, Dr. Reynolds. I'm ordering you.
And I am respectfully refusing to comply. He's my child. I can raise him however I wish.
Dr. Reynolds, I want to be clear that these are the conditions of your continued legal and physical custody of your son.
What? I don't understand.
If you do not go to these classes, I will remove Seth from your home and I will place him with a relative or with DCF. I urge you to consider your decision carefully.
Your Honor, I've evaluated CJ and Tasha Kettler. They have a history of suicidally acting out. In my opinion, if they're left in the detention facility, there's a real danger they'll decompensate. They are currently a threat to themselves by reason of their mental illness.
Your Honor, if I may, Dr. Wolfson and I have found 2 beds at Lakeview in New London. It's a locked hospital facility, and this has been cleared with our insurance provider. We're asking you to commit the children to this hospital for a period of not more than 10 days to determine whether further hospitalization will be necessary.
I ain't going to no hospital.
You may not want to go to a hospital, son, but you need to so someone can look after you. You need help.
They'll just give me meds. That's all they do.
There are doctors there who'll take good care
I
of
sure
you.
as hell ain't taking no meds.
I'm going to approve this order. CJ and Tasha Kettler are committed to Lakeview Hospital to determine whether they are dangerous to themselves or others by reason of mental illness. Next case.
Get off me. I ain't taking no meds.
Calm down.
Get off me. I just want to go home. Can I go home? Leave me alone. I just want to go home. Leave me alone.
I'm out of here. I gotta pick up Lauren at school.
Wait. You want in Judge Brooks' chambers.
I don't believe this.
Come in.
Judge Brooks,
Judge Gray.
there are some things we need to talk about. For starters, just because I deal with juveniles does not mean that my courtroom should not be afforded the same respect as Judge Artel's.
Well, I agree.
You do?
And when Norman told me about your encounter, I was sympathetic. Please, have a seat, Judge Gray.
I admit I was outraged at your audacity. But the more I thought about it, the more I was impressed with your chutzpah.
Really?
Yeah.
Norman was so impressed he suggested our criminal division could benefit from your passion and spunk.
I don't understand.
Judge Pilkington is due to retire at the end of this month, which means there'll be an opening in his courtroom. How'd you like to be the one to fill it?
You mean permanently?
All of our appointments are for at least a year.
And why would I want to do that?
The criminal department is a big step up from kiddie court. No, it has more stature. Lawyers are better. You'll be doing jury trials.
Well, I'm flattered. I think. It's just all a little sudden.
It's the difference between doing social work and embarking on a serious judicial career. It's up to you.
We're closing.
Well, good. We're here just in time, then.
What do you need?
My daughter's in Miss Twombly's class at DanceWorks. We're here to pick up the costume for the recital.
Butterfly or ladybug?
Butterfly.
Size?
6.
I want to be a ballerina dancer when I grow up.
Really? I thought you wanted to be a doctor or a judge.
No, ballerinas get to wear all the cool clothes.
Yeah, you got a point.
Sorry, there are no more blue butterflies.
What?
Sold the last one a week ago.
They don't have any more?
Come on, you have to have enough costumes for all the butterflies in the class.
Stock varies.
I knew it! I told you, Mommy! I told you we had to get that costume! Now I can't be in the recital!
Look, is there any way you could order another one for me? I'll pay extra for the shipping.
Takes 6 weeks.
Well, this is ridiculous. There's got to be something we can do. Do you have any costumes that kind of look like a blue butterfly?
Nope. But you could make one yourself. There's a costume pattern for it.
Make it.
Ma, the oven timer went off!
What are you doing out there?
I don't know. She's obsessed with her garden lately. Has something to do with the Schellenberger's trash cans.
This isn't the same color as everyone else's costume.
Well, it's close enough.
You know that Donna has a snake?
A real snake?
Yeah, one that eats real live rats. Its name is Chuck.
I told you to get it last week.
I told you I was sorry, Lauren. It's gonna be fine.
No, it's not. You don't know how to sew. You won't do a good job.
She's punishing me.
She eats tuna out of the can for breakfast.
Oh.
Donna. She's obsessed with the Weather Channel. Talks about it incessantly.
Well, at least we'll know what to wear.
I don't think this is gonna work out.
You're on your own with this one, Vincent. Put the fabric back, please.
I'm thinking of pulling out the old sugar maple. It's looking bent, a little tired.
Why do you always forget everything?
Oh, Lauren, I mean it.
I'm thinking about putting in some Andromeda and Lenten roses, just round the border.
Ma, can we just not talk about the garden right now?
That's all right. I'm interested in my garden. You don't have to be.
Mom?
In the kitchen.
Mom? Everybody? This is Evie.
Hi. Evie is considering us as adoptive parents for her baby.
Oh. Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah, I really like the letter that they wrote. She especially liked the whole extended family thing, so we brought her by kind of spur of the moment.
Lauren. Would you like to stay for supper?
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
You're a bad mommy and I hate you. You ruined my life.
Lauren!
That's it. You go to your room right now.
Good.
And you stay up there. I don't want to hear from you the rest of the night!
Good.
Hey, none of you have children. Try it sometime. Let me know how well you do.
Welcome to the family, Evie.
Lauren, I told you I was sorry about the costume, and I was wrong to yell at you, but you have to understand something. I am not your servant. I am a human being, and you are not allowed to talk to me like that ever. I am your mother. No matter how wrong or bad you think I am, you have to treat me with respect, just like I treat you with respect. I don't call you names or say mean things to you.
Dress rehearsal is tomorrow, and I'll be the only one without a costume.
No, you won't. I'm going to make it for you tonight, if you stop whining. You know, there are kids out there who don't know what a dance class is.
But it's gonna look different.
No, it's not. It's gonna look the same. I promise.
But you always promise stuff. You promised you would order the costume last week. You promised you would drive for the museum field trip.
I do the best I can, Lauren. I am not perfect. But I'm the only mom you got, so live with it.
So when are you due? Evie.
I'll get it.
21st.
Oh?
Evie had an ultrasound last week.
We need to talk.
Just going to the living room.
Must be interesting.
Be in a minute.
Does the father of your baby know that you're planning to give him up?
Mother?
Maxine. Well, somebody has to ask that question.
What's up?
That's great. Look, I thought we had the type of relationship where you can tell me the truth.
What are you talking about?
I hear you're going to the criminal court.
Oh, really? And that's why you felt compelled to come to my house at 8 o'clock at night?
Look, I just wanted you to know that I'm not going with you. I don't do criminal courts. I can see where it might be more appealing to you, career-wise. But you have to do it without me. I'm sorry.
You came all the way over here just to tell me that?
I sure in the hell did. I mean, no, never mind.
Bruce. I haven't made up my mind yet. Naturally, I would have talked to you before I made a move.
I appreciate that.
Just out of curiosity, why wouldn't you consider working in criminal court?
This is the area of law I chose. I thought you felt the same way.
I was assigned to juvenile matters as a new judge. I never had a choice.
You have a choice now.
Is the coast clear?
Vincent said we made quite a first impression.
Well, the whole thing was absurd. Auditioning to be someone's family.
Well, what's absurd about it? It happens all the time.
There's something wrong with it. All those unattached children floating around out there. It would be easier if you cut it all out first.
It's fine, Ma.
You're just starting this now. It's 10 o'clock.
Well, I promised Lauren I'd do it.
When was the last time you sewed anything?
8th grade. Home ec. I made a halter top. How hard can it be? I can read directions.
All right. Okay, I'll do it.
I don't want you to do it.
It's going to take you all night. I can just whip it up in an hour.
I'd like to do it myself. It's kind of fun.
Well, it's not going to be fun when it looks terrible.
Well, it's not going to look terrible.
Why won't you let me help you?
Because I don't need your help. Ma, I've had a tough day, and it's going to be a long night. So I'd really appreciate it if you weren't standing there criticizing my sewing skills.
Oh, I'm sorry you had a tough day, Amy. But you know something? So did I.
I'm sorry, Ma. I know you were trying to help.
It's just become too damn hard.
What?
Everything. Life. The job, the people. It's harder than it used to be. And I don't mind saying that. Too many cases and too much unhappiness. People are rude. Nothing works. Nobody cares. The job hurts more than it used to. And I'm tired. And maybe I shouldn't be doing it anymore.
That's ridiculous. Of course you should. It's always been this way.
Amy, you have been doing this job for 3 minutes. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I just sit in the court all day working my butt off for families and children, but I really don't know anything.
I'm sure you're a fine judge.
Yeah, I am. I'm a damn good judge. And if you came to my court, you'd see what I do every day. But you don't come. You've never even seen me on the bench. Not once.
You have never invited me.
I shouldn't have to invite you. I am sorry that you've had a bad day, but it's a little hard to come home and listen to this after I've had to slog through it myself all day. It doesn't make me feel any better about what I do.
It's not my job to make you feel better. Amy, what are you doing out here?
Trying to wake up.
Her costume is beautiful.
Thanks. I just finished it. I had to rip out and resew that waistband 3 times to get it straight. That's still not perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
I've been thinking about this sugar maple. I don't think you should get rid of it.
No?
I mean, sure, it's bent and overgrown, but
He's been through a lot. It's where Daddy hung the swing. Peter had his clubhouse there. It's part of his family.
You really think so?
Yeah. I do.
Well, maybe you're right. Let's get some coffee.
Mom.
Yeah.
What do you think about spanking?
I think you're a little old for it now.
Seriously.
Love and hitting are antithetical in my book. Of course, that's just me.
You can't quit your job, Ma.
I can do anything I want, thank you.
Kids would suffer if you weren't there.
Oh, kids suffer whether I'm there or not.
Ma. Every day when I was growing up, I watched you. I knew you were doing something important. And now every day, when I'm on the bench fighting for kids, it's because of you. No other reason. Yeah, it's harder now. It's a harder world. It just means we have to fight harder. That's all.
Moderate to at least heavy snowfall. It really has been coming down in a very, very short period of time. At 6 o'clock this morning,
Donna, we really have to talk. I'm having second. Donna? Donna!
What?
Oh. Oh, no, then never mind. No, I can wait. You okay?
Fine.
Really?
No, not really. Vincent, I'm a failure as a wife.
Already?
I lied. Our first conjugal visit wasn't so great. In fact, Oscar, he didn't... It would...
No, I get the picture. You know, Amy is really good at this sort of thing. Maybe you should talk to
Oh, I couldn't talk to Judge Gray. She's my mentor, my boss. Anyway, what is there to say? I don't rev Oscar's engine.
Donna, this kind of thing happens to guys all the time.
Really?
I mean, look at Oscar. The guy hasn't had sex in what? In years. That's a lot of pressure.
I guess.
Next time, he'll probably be fine.
What if he's never able to? Can you have a fulfilling relationship with someone you can't have sex with?
Well, some people have done it. Members of the royal family, for instance.
Has it ever happened to you, Vincent? I mean, not being able to, you know.
The point is, it's entirely normal. A man is not a machine.
But you, has it ever happened to you? I mean, you're the kind of guy who sees lots of girlfriends. If you're saying it's happened to you, that would sure make me feel a lot better.
Okay, just between us. Yeah, it has happened to me. Once. Had a little bit too much to drink, and, well, you know, we, that's not important. The important thing is it's not a big deal.
Thank you, Vincent. I really feel we've shared something here.
Yeah, me too.
Are you certain you've given this your full consideration?
Yes, I am.
It's not how careers are made. Besides, if the current trend continues, juvenile court may not even exist in 5 years.
Well, I think that would be a big mistake.
Amy, to be perfectly frank, you were assigned to juvenile matters because it's a job no one wants.
Well, I think I do want it. Yeah, it's kiddie court. And they're just children. But they're also potential adults. Kids are kids for such a short time, and then they're adults forever. Sometimes I see them before it's too late. In criminal court, it's always going to be too late.
I can't promise you that a chance like this will come along again, Judge Gray.
Well, it's a risk I'll have to take.
All rise.
Is the code section you were looking for? By the way, I'm glad you're staying.
Dr. Reynolds, have you made up your mind? Are you going to comply with my order to attend parenting classes or risk losing custody of your child?
Judge Gray, I've decided to comply with your order, but I must say, I resent very much the state's intrusion into what should be a private family matter. Given the climate of the times, however, I'm certainly not going to risk losing my child over some spurious definition of abuse. My wife, Jenny, and I are the best parents we know. And Seth is a wonderful kid, you know, and we take some credit for that. And as far as we're concerned, you can reason and cajole all you want. But a spanking is worth 1,000 words.
Dr. Reynolds, each year, 2,000 children die at the hands of their parents. Thousands more are permanently disabled. Maybe from your perspective, my mandate seems extreme. But every day I see children who have been seriously injured by their parents under the guise of discipline. I'm sure you believe you would never injure Seth. But what you did to your son would be considered battery had you done it to another adult. In our society, we are not allowed to go around willy-nilly hitting people unless there are children, and then we call it discipline. Under the 8th Amendment, we can't even take a strap to prison inmates, and yet there's no law against you hitting your son with a belt several times a week. He's 10 years old, and less than half your size. Think about that. What are you teaching him about love? You can't teach your child respect without respecting him. Our children are not our property, Dr. Reynolds, and I believe we as a society pay a heavy price for treating them as such. We have to do better. So this case is continued for review and determination of whether you've complied with my conditions of custody. Next case. That's my daughter.